Hello everyone, welcome back to Laurence Plays, where we're going to be delving once again into Factorio Fun Mode. And, let's turn the troll count back on again. There we go. 27 so far. Right, okay. So, how are things going? Well, that's a very good question. I need to try and cast my memory back about a week. I remember that everything was green in here, and we were sacrificing stuff to the weird gods of Fun Mode in order to get slight improvements to our research productivity, which is all very nice. Not currently researching anything, although I do have 3 types of science back and lots of all of them available. So let's get some sciencing. Advanced material processing, getting a stack of grill furnaces could be quite nice. Let's start that one going. And engines, sure, why not? And grape juice, you say, sure. Again, why not? Let's just have all of the things. Oh, hello everyone, and thank you for the resub, Mark. Very much appreciated. 45 months. That's a very, very long time. Thank you very much for being so supportive for so long. It's very much appreciated. All right. Hello, Mike. Hello, Board Easy. Hello, Regular. Hello, No God. Hello, and hello, Quagor, and hello, Mark as well, who's hiding behind subscribing, but that counts as a message nonetheless. So, what was going on before? Well, I do remember that last week I discovered a novel system. Let's call it novel, shall we? And that's this thing over here, which is an unboiler, and that takes in steam and turns it into solid steam, which you can presumably put out on a belt, and also appears to produce fish as well, because all burner machines do, and it's a burner machine, so you use coal, right? Anyway, so it turns out there is a lot more energy in solid steam than there is in gaseous steam. So it's going to make a lot of sense to switch over my whole power system over to using solid steam instead. So that's going to be using the unboilers and the solid steam engines. But that's going to require microgrip fasteners, okay, which are these things which I've just researched, and that requires walls. Fine, and we can make walls. We just need to start making stone bricks in order to do so. There's wall and there is better wall. Fine, okay, so we have 2 types of wall, but it's specifically wall that we require for the widgets. Yes, it is, and then those widgets for the unsteamers. Right, okay, so that means I'm going to need to come back down here. And yes, I made a start on this. Oh, I remember what I was going to do next. Yes, I was going to rebuild all of my ore mining systems, because we're getting this sort of thing where we're getting a mixture of coal and stone coming along here. It's all a little bit of a mess. What's wrong here? You've run out of... You're not getting any stone. Why are you not getting stone? Or are you just full of only you're full of bricks? That's why. Because we've got the bricks coming out here along the belt, which run backwards. That's another fun thing. Yeah, okay. So my cunning plan was to essentially move all of these systems, demolish all of these systems, and then just start pulling out absolutely everything, feeding it over, sorting it all out, and then having a number of these furnace stacks along here in order to get that produced. Now, it does occur to me that I might as well use grill furnaces for this, because why not? Let's have a look at how expensive those are. These guys, if we're going to rebuild everything, why not do it with the... Actually, the reason not to is because I already have the stone furnace stacks. But the grill furnaces require Clufard hose restrictors and microgrip fastenings. So, okay, we won't touch those for the moment. We'll stick with these things that we've already got, and we'll just rearrange all of this and then slap down lots and lots of belts and things and try and get everything sorted appropriately. Yes, you're quite right, Board Easy. We had the author in here, and to critique my playstyle, shall we say? Right. So, what's going on down here? I guess yes. If I'm going to do what I was saying, then I'm going to need to pull out all of this stuff, rebuild it, try and get flows of all of the different ores coming out, and then find some sort of sensible way of sorting them all. That's going to be hard. That's going to be the hard part. Hello, Tommy. Welcome to the stream. So as part of that, though, one of the bonuses I'm going to get from this is going to be that I'm going to be able to pull out all of these nonsense pylons and replace them with sensible ones, which will be rather nice. So let's pull out all of this stuff. Can we... This kind of... Oh! Except there's 10% of my things that can't be mined. Like... Oh, no! I was really hoping it wouldn't be one of these. Okay. Well, that's fun. Oh, I don't know if I can even place lamps. Oh, I can make lamps in theory. Oh, no, I still need the Clufard hose restrictors in order to make lamps. And the Clufard hose restrictors require iron wheel gears, iron sticks, and greel. So, yeah, it's a nice idea, and I probably should, but... Can I pull that up? Oh, I can. I can pull that one out. Okay, so I'll be able to move that across. That's nice. So let's pull all of this. Can't get rid of that pylon. Lovely. I hope this is only sort of building-y things and isn't going to... Oh, it's got this one as well. My greel production. That's very ungreeable. Okay, well, we'll see how much of this we can pull out. So that's not going anywhere, you say? Yeah. Actually, come to think of it, why not just leave these vertical like this? And then... Oh, my inventory's full. Great. Where's the fish disposal recipe? Actually, no, there's a fish compacting recipe. Make me some fish fives. There we go. There's some inventory space. So I'm going to get rid of these things anyway, because they're not utter nonsense. And I can replace them with slightly less ridiculous pylons. I've got rid of all the ones of those that I can. Can I get rid of you? I can. Sweet. These stuck inserters are, and belts are going to be... Oh, can't reach. Absolutely infuriating. But okay. Let's get rid of as much as we can and then see what we're playing with. There's a lot of belts in there that I'm not able to pick up. That's very upsetting. Okay, right, so that's awkward. I can't put another row in here. I can't pull... Some of these I can't pull out. Like that one. I think... Let's pull... Actually, I will pull some of these up. And just hope... Yes, I managed to get all of that. So I can put in... Actually, I can put in my next row... Here. I'm nearly out over this area anyway, so I might just... Is that getting complete... Yeah, that'll get complete coverage. Put them there and there, and then I can just run this belt through there. So that's okay. Then along here... No, wait, I'm going to need power as well. So I can pull buildings up from a decent distance, but I can only pull trees up from quite close by. Right, I think this definitely counts as having been trolled again by the inability to pull up buildings, because that's the first time I've seen that. Yes, exactly, Quago. Piccadollies, that would be handy. Yeah, getting two of the furnace stacks locked in place is I feel is unlucky, but then also that's sort of the point of the game, so. You know, I'm not going to complain too much, only a little bit, and we'll just deal with it. I haven't got any splitters. I don't think I'm making splitters yet, am I? I'm making belts, I think, somewhere. I was making belts. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, there's belts, and I've got 26 of them left. So let's get some more of those because I'm going to need them. I've got a lot of iron, which of course stacks up to 99, because why wouldn't it? No, that's another one that can't be mined, yeah. So actually, given that, I might as well put all of these back in down here. They're going to pick up some coal as well, but that's probably not an issue. They can pick up coal if they really want. That's fine. It'll just be fed into the furnaces. Then I'm going to want another row of them up here. I'm going to want to... Oh wait, I can demolish trees by bot, can't I? Presumably I can't demolish that by bot. No, I didn't think so. That'd be too much of a hacks. And even if I could, I probably shouldn't. So this is going to come down here. I'm going to get rid of this radar for now. I'm going to get rid of this and this. And punch these in all the way down to here. That's mildly awkward, but we'll worry about that in a moment. And so this is going to be a mixed belt of coal and copper. So we'll take the copper out. No, I need to make some splitters. That was what I was sort of working towards. Let's do some fish disposal because I've got too many fish at the moment. Oh God. There we go. Stop making fish 5 or whatever it is you're making, and just dispose of all the fish in the world. Right, so we can make those splitters. Good. And then we can just dispose of quite a lot of fish. Okay, so over here, we're then going to be splitting out the copper ore here. That goes over here. And I'm going to put in quite a lot of inserters, because if I put in quite a lot of inserters, then it's going to get a decent priority, well, reasonably. And then that means we're going to have coal coming up this way, which can go under here because I'm fed up with that. And then I can put in a splitter over here, and we can prioritise coal coming from the right. And if we prioritise the coal coming from here, then in theory we'll use it sooner. It won't fill up quite as badly along here. We'll see how well that works, but that's the theory. So now let's get this up and running. We'll put in some pylons down the middle here. Not get any power to any of them, but fine, I'll put one down here as well. And then run some pylons up along here too. Okay, so that's going to be... We're going to mostly be getting copper out of here, so this will hopefully... Oh, I need power over there as well. So hopefully this will just run reasonably nicely. There we go. Chuck the copper ore in there and see how much of it we get through. That's hopefully going to be alright. Then, right, okay, so I've taken out the production of the consumption of iron over there. So I need to put in another one of these guys over here, like that. And we can spread them out a bit. That's fine. We'll bring that belt up there, get that to flow a little bit, and then we're going to be bringing in some coal along here. So actually, what I want to do is I want to put in a splitter here that takes out coal to the right, and then brings it over here. Actually, we're then going to put in another splitter here, and that's going to bring in a feed from the coal mines, which we still need to sort out. And there's one there that we can't pull up, because of course there is. So at this point, I'm gonna pull up as much of this as I can. And of course, there's a pylon right in the middle. Why wouldn't there be? So I guess along here, I'm going to put in coal and stone mining across here like this. Can't put that there. Have to put it there. And now I've run out of mining drills. That's okay. I'll borrow these for a moment. Put in a few more across there. So this is my coal and stone mine, which is going to be fed to... Okay, let's pull up this belt. How much of this belt can I pull up? A decent amount. Okay, so we'll call this the new sort of coal input. This is ridiculous. All these bits of can't be mined are going to drive me up the wall. Oh well, never mind. I understand that's what the game is about. It's fine. We'll cope somehow. I also want to remove most of this. Yeah, thought as much. Okay, so at the end of this row, I'm thinking here we will say, I want to take out all of the coal to the right and the stone to the left. The stone can... Oh, thank you for the resub, Playnot. Great to have you around. How long has that been? That's been 22 months. Nice. Thank you very much. So bring this down. How much of this belt do you think I can remove? Oh, here's a thought. If I turn my bots off and then mark something for deconstruction... It's all been marked for deconstruction, so does that mean it is all deconstructible? Or is it just trolling me? No, it does seem to all be deconstructible. Nice. Okay, so that's a way of telling in advance which bits of your factory are being silly. Because when you drag a deconstruction planner over them, it tells you. Nice. That's very, very worth knowing. I also have run out of drills. Right, so we're going to bring... What I'm going to do is I'm going to put in an additional set of drills at this height. I'm going to run this belt past them, even though we've already sorted it. Because we are sorting it again over here, so it's kind of okay. And then this feed of coal from here... Are we going to get any iron? Yes, we're getting everything from here. Okay, so we need to filter out the iron ore and the copper ore here. So we'll take any iron ore out to the work. Right, iron ore can go out to the right. Copper ore can go out to the right, like that. So we'll sort those out like so. That's going to be kind of okay. I should have done those the other way around, because the iron is just over here, copper is over here. Right, so that means I've now got a supply of coal here, which can come up this way. I can't even turn the belt round. Lovely. So we're going to have to go like that. There we go. Right, so that's going to be a nice steady coal supply, in theory. But some of it is going to need to be brought over here to power this system. So actually, let's put that in. I'm still very, very used to long reach. Can you tell? So put that in there, and then we'll bring some coal in along there to top it up, and we'll prioritise stuff coming in priority from the right. Okay, and then I can put in another splitter over here, like so, and then run a belt. I mean, that's already an existing belt going in the right direction. We can... No, it isn't. We can't use that. Bring that over here like that, and you're just going to get coal. So this is safe. We've filled up on copper already because, of course, we have. Let's start powering things though. Anyway, like this. Right, I need to get the copper out of here. Ideally, I'd bring that in along and up here. Oh, I've run out of splitters. That's why it hasn't placed that. Make more splitters. Now, I might be able to manage that. Thanks to all of the broken stuff, I am missing quite a bit of my... I'm failing to use a large part of my my patch because I've got stuff built on it like this bit. But oh well, I'll just have to deal with that. Okay, so that's going to get rid of the copper. It'll be a higher priority because it's coming through from here. That's good. I need to now replace the power over here where I broke it. Why are you not powering these things? Right, so you're connecting to that one, which has power because all of these are running. Oh, they're not... Oh, okay, well, we will put that in there then. Fine, if we must. And then I need another one down there to power those. What? You said you could only... You told me you could only produce... No, you didn't tell me you could only produce coal. How are you getting... Where are you getting iron ore from? Oh, you've got quite a big catchment area. Alright. So we'll move that to there and take the iron ore out here. Oh, for goodness sake. I'm looking... I almost want to go off and find other patches of ores, just so I don't have to deal with this. But I just have this feeling that if I do go off and find other patches of ores, they're going to be just as bad. And there's probably another troll, will be that you can't have... You can't have patches of stuff. All of your ore patches have to be close together, and sort of dirtying each other, should we say? I just have this funny feeling that that's going to be how things are. Right. I assume it's random because I assume so. Yes, the permanent. I've done a troll count for permanent things that I can't move. That's an interesting thought. Blowing it up might be a workaround. We won't try that just yet, but it's interesting. It's an interesting point. Yeah, I will eventually learn about how belts move and so on and so forth. Probably, no promises. All right, let's get some coal in here so we can start the start this producing copper again, because that'd be useful. Okay, so we've got copper being fed in up here, although not. I was going to say not quickly enough, but we've got plenty of copper, so that's fine. We're not emptying out the coal that's on this belt, but I think that's okay because we are getting coal from elsewhere, like down here. I think we are going to run out of coal in the not too distant future, but we'll burn that bridge when we come to it. Copper's being pulled out there, iron's being pulled out there. A little bit of snuck past over here, so let's reclaim that. And then that's going over to here, where we can then have some belts going up here. And I guess I probably how much of this can I pick up? Quite a bit. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, good. That's got all the bits I wanted to pick up. I've been able to pick up. So I can now put that there, and we'll extend that to there, and demolish that. Am I actually this low on belts? I am. Let's go and get some more belts, because I am going to need quite a lot more iron. Now, my plan A was to mine this whole area and then have all the furnace stacks over here. This is not going to work because of the two that are stuck in the middle of it. So I think what I'm going to do instead is not have that one over there, assuming I can pick it back up again, and just do the iron smelting over here somewhere, because I feel like I might as well. Right, so let's go and get some more belts. I'm sort of assuming that the unmovability is going to mean that I can't do upgrades as well. So no upgrades, no moving of things around. Those things are just fixed there and are now untouchable. That's my assumption. I could be wrong. Oh, I filled it up with belts. Okay, fine. So let's go and get that other furnace stack, assuming I can. And if I can't, then I'll just have to build another one, which is annoying, but the way this game goes. Are those normal fish? No, there's a fish 2 and there's a fish 3. Chuck them on the floor. Right. Now I can pick that up. Lovely. So, plan whatever plan number I'm on at this point is to come over here, put down my stone furnace stack like this. And then pick up a bit of that. This can come over here like this. And then put in a splitter here, another merger like that, and then bring this over here and down, in like that, and then we can chuck some whatchamacallem in there. We can then chuck in some coal here. Don't think we need that many, and then we can get the iron out here. 1, 2, 3, blank. 1, 2, 3, blank. Right. So that's going to this is going to be where my iron comes out like this. And then that goes to over here. We'll join it. We'll add it in up here, because why not? Good a place as any. There we go. So that just needs coal now. I could split the coal out further up. I think this area is getting ridiculous enough that I'm just going to. Oh, I need to deal with the fish as well. This area is already ridiculous enough, so I'm just going to put in a splitter there. And run the coal out like this. And this. There we go. I need to copy that and put it there. I'm not going to be able to pick that up because of my inventory will fill up with fish. So instead, let's set this to make fish 2. And have you run all the time. And then you can make fish 3. And then I'll just let that fill up. I actually no, no, I won't. I'll unload that into. Oh, actually, you know what? I could do that. Then this one can. Oh, run out of assembly machines. I could go and get some more assembly machines. It occurs to me that a way of making sure the fish disposal system doesn't fill up is, and actually make it a bit more useful, is to have it make the more advanced fish types for me. Now, iron is of course the most desired thing on the planet, so we'll have this one. So that's 2, 3. I need to make fish 4. That one. And then we'll unload that into a box. 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 Right, why are you not working? Why are you sitting there like a lemon? You've made 3 fish 2s, and they're not being fed into the... Oh, it needs copper cables. Alright, I forgot all about that. We'll sod it. That's more complicated than I realised, so we won't be doing that. We'll just be collecting fish and then doing pocket crafting, I suppose. Okay, so your iron, you can have all of that, and all of that, and then more of that, more. How am I doing on pylons? I seem to be running out. I'll just pocket craft them for now. I can't remember if I automated production of those or not, but we'll pocket craft a few of them. And then I can get this powered and there and there and there. And then oh, this is an actual proper use for proper big pylons. There we go. So we can now get this out. This will now start running nicely. We've dump all that out. Keep giving it more and more and more iron ore. Lovely. And then over here, I want to give this all of my all my copper ore because I've got plenty of that. I also want to get rid of. I appear to have already done that. Okay, we won't be doing that again then. So now there we go. That is a nice. Got a supply of iron again. It's not going to last very long because we are going to run out of copper. Out of iron ore because I haven't pyloned up these mines yet. But that's easy enough to fix. So I'd like to have pylon, pylon, pylon. Pylon, pylon. Pylon, pylon, pylon. You can't be mined. Fine. Okay, so that's now generating a nice healthy supply of iron. I do need to continue making greel though. So we're going to copy that, flip it over, put it there, and then run the belt from there down to here, like that. Then I'm going to try and get that. Oh, and it looks like I can. Excellent. Also, I guess I should have put these pylons 1 square higher, so let's do that. There we go. No, not that way. That way. At some point, one of those is going to get placed the wrong way round, and I'm going to have a big sad and have to re-spaghetti an entire factory because one piece of belt got put in the wrong way around. You know it's going to happen. It is basically inevitable. Right, so we have iron for greel, we have iron for the factory, and we have iron ore to keep the iron running. As far as I'm aware, none of these have any chance of pulling up anything else. No, these are all pure iron. We do have some iron coming out over here. That's being fed around to the bottom of the belt, going up in there. Good. So that'll be used up nicely. And I can probably set a priority on this splitter to say I want to input priority from the right. That means anything that's coming around from here will get used up first. Lovely. Okay. Yes, the miners can still reach under these belts and mine up the iron ore from there, and the same with the furnaces, especially as I believe these have a somewhat bigger coverage area than they do in vanilla. However, it does mean that it's just going to be really, really annoying to build anything in this area because there's going to be lots and lots of stuff in the way. So it's going to add to the spaghetti, but that's something we're kind of used to. Put one of those in there. Right, I think that's now up and running again. So I've done a bit of rearrangement of stuff and haven't broken anything too much, and the bits I have broken I've sort of put back together again. So that is probably okay. I should have got rid of my coal as well, because I have a lot of coal in my pockets. Maybe I'll go and chuck that in the fueling system. Then over here, do I have anything that you want? Yes, I've got some stone and some coal. Yes, I've remembered the fish on that one. I never removed the fish system on this one. Never removed the fish system on this one. Got a fish system on there. Right, so this little protrusion at the bottom here is no longer required, because this was going to go up to feed the feed the other furnace stack I was going to put in up here. So this is all superfluous now, so we can get rid of all of that. Okay, so we have bricks. Why did I do it like that? Why didn't I just build it? There we go. We have bricks. I needed bricks for something. Oh yes, the encapsulated, the rotary encabulators to make the later things, the fiddly diddlies. These guys, microgrip fasteners, which is iron plate, iron stick, and wall. So we need to make the walls, and we need to make the iron stick and bring in the iron plate. That's all fine. We'll do it over here. We'll make a quantity of those, and then we'll play a little game of why did I want those? I can't remember. So how am I doing a bus over here? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 lanes. So we want a double gap, boip, boip, and then we can bring the bricks in here. Like this. This kind of da 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 la 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 la. Transport belt conducts a small act of protest in search of a living belt in living wage. A random belt has been rotated. There it is. It's that one. Stop it. All right. There we go. So that's sorted. Sorted. I'll put that one back. If that happens again, then I hope it's just as easy to find. Yeah, the belt, the furnace stacks being unremovable was a bit of a shock. Why are there no bricks coming out? Because there's no stone going in. Why is there no stone going in? Because the belt is full of coal. Why is the belt full of coal? It's not. We're not even meant to be providing coal this way. We're meant to be providing coal this way. Right. Okay. Let's tidy this up a little bit. Oh no, there is. Oh no, no. I think I know about the iron ore problem. We fix that. There we go. Let's get some more bricks bricking. Good. That's now kind of working. I'm not pulling up in anything like enough stone, which is very upsetting. I'm going to have to put in some more. Oh, we've run out of drills. That's part of the reason. Okay. Can put in 3 more there. Am I still making drills automatically? I don't remember. We'll find out when we come up here and try and claim some stuff. So no, it appears we're not making bricks automatically, drills automatically. And how do we make a drill in this particular mod? It is iron plate, iron gear, and electronic circuit. Well, I mean, we have a design for that already. I don't know why I'm not producing iron gears en masse and then bring them on another belt, but never mind. Apparently this is how we do it over here. We have one of those, we have one of those, and then we feed that up there, that up there, and then we go in and we start doing things like this, 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 and this, and this. 2 stacks of drills is probably going to be enough for the time being, so I'd like you to make electric mining drills, I'd like you to make gears. Easier to do it that way. There we go. Are the splitters backwards as well? Oh yeah, yes, the animation plays backwards on the splitters, you're quite right. Yeah, it would be. Hopefully there will be some kind of troll if I try and destroy a permanent building. We'll find out at some point and see how it goes. A snorkel would be nice to prevent drowning, yes. Although then I'd be able to cross water, which feels like a little bit cheaty. Yeah, the biters have been pretty quiet. Now, to be fair, my factory isn't that big, because I've been struggling a little bit to build. So yes, there's pollution going out. I have taken out a few nests around here, so it's not just that I've been really lucky. Or really small. I have taken the fight to the biters a little bit and used the fun turrets on them. So yeah, there's been a little bit of combat, but not an enormous amount, I will admit. Why are you not connecting to anything? And of course, now I've run out of pylons. How do I make the proper the medium pylons? It's iron stick, copper cable, and greel. Okay, well we'll do that. We'll do that somewhere as well. What have I run out of for making more of them? I've run out of copper. Okay, that's easy enough to solve. Let's grab it from over here because there's loads of it on this belt, and I don't have to try and be subtle and only grab from one side. Give me more of these. What was I doing? Oh yes, I was going to make fidgety wasp names. That's a good name for them. So let's do that next. So over here, this is all horrible, and could do with a good rewiring. Oh, you're going after that. Okay. So, fidgety wasp names, as I was saying, they take in the iron plate, iron stick wall, and it takes 5 seconds, and they take 5 seconds to craft. And they need one of each. So making the iron sticks, it takes half a second. You make 2 of them. So I can have 4 of these, four machines making these for every one making these. Okay, well in that case, we'll put in a machine making iron sticks, and then we'll put in 1, 2, 3, 4 making little greebly jobbies. So you're going to be making sticks. You're going to be making microgrip fasteners, and so are the rest of you. And that's to ratio. We can then bring in the iron here, because they both require iron. So that's fine. We can then feed all of these guys. I'm going to use up my yellow insert. Actually, no, I should upgrade my yellow inserters into blue inserters. Yeah, I am making blue inserters. Let's go and get some more blue inserters, and just stop using yellow ones, because then I only have to carry one type around with me, and it's a little bit easier to think about. So if I come over here, I dump all of these into here, and take all of those, then I've got 49 of them, because of course I have. And then come back over here. Oh yes, and hello Xfret, welcome back. Good to have you here. I would agree, yes. The whole point of this mod is discovering it doing silly things to you. And yeah, so it certainly wouldn't it wouldn't lend itself to a second playthrough. I wholeheartedly agree there. Right, so you're just iron plate, sticks come out like that. Then you bring that in, and then you bring in walls as well. Okay, so we will have the walls come in there, like that. So we'll get sticks and walls. Can break mine. No, let's not go there. Bring in sticks and walls like this, and then we'll long-handled inserter. Am I making those? No, I'm not. Are they weird? No, not especially. However, I've not left room for them because of reasons. Reasons being poor planning. So I guess the best way to do this would be to take that out, thank goodness for that, and take that out, and then put in a machine there instead, and say that one is going to make the long-handed inserters, and unload them into a box that will be down here, like that. And we'll make 2 stacks of those guys as well. And then I guess we'll try and power everything like this. Boop. There we go. So now we are making long-handed. I have stopped making the assembly machines though, and that's not a good thing because we do need those. So let's stick some more of this in here like this. Can I move you to there? No, I can't. Damn it. Okay. I guess we're just going to continue with this layout then. Oh yeah, not using yellow inserters anymore. And then, oop, bim, bim, bidim. And you're going to make assembly machines. Oh, we can make assembly machine 2s now. That's exciting. We'll have a look at that in a second, which means you need to make gears. So how to make assembly machine 2s? They are iron gears, Clufford hose restrictors, assembly machine 1s, and electronic circuits. Okay, well, we'll put that on the to-do list fairly soon, because that's not too difficult. I just need to make the Cluffords. Well, that shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, the random rotate was pretty anticlimactic, but I'm sure it'll do it again because I think it's getting a taste for doing those sort of things to me at this point. So, oh, I wanted long inserters, that's why I went over there. So I suspect it's going to happen again, and as my factory gets bigger and bigger, it's going to get worse and worse each time it does. Why are you not making... Oh, I didn't put an inserter in the middle of here, that's why. You need one of those. There we go. Now we can make some long guys. A zoo with an enrichment program run by someone with an old sense of what you find rich. Kind of. There's an element. There is a bit of. Yes, I guess streaming is a little bit like being in a zoo sometimes. It's true. Lots of water. Yeah, there's quite a bit of water up here. It may link onto that one, and there's some over there and down there. Yeah, we may be quite lucky with the amount of water. We're also doing quite well with the amount of pollution being generated. So at some point, I'm going to need to go off and get rid of these guys and probably these guys. But it's going to be a while until they become a worry. So I think I'm going to keep my head in the sand for the time being and just deal with them when they become a problem rather than immediately. An island would be interesting. Now, I imagine landfill is eventually going to be a thing. Actually, no, I think landfill might already be a thing, which is even better. So I would be able to escape, in theory. But, oh, I haven't made the walls. These need walls, not stone bricks. Damn it. Okay, so we'll make the walls over here. So yeah, I would, in theory, be able to escape with landfill if I needed to. Hopefully that will not be necessary. We're making walls, as opposed to wall 2. Right, so you're going to get a supply of stone bricks coming in here and going out here. I kind of hope there is a sympathy or something on a little bit of. Basically, I hope things don't get marked as unpickupable until for at least a few seconds after you've put them, after you've placed them, because that would be very upsetting. So these guys are using 0.1 wool per second. These are making 1 wool per second. So this is good for 10. So I can double this and still have enough and still be able to run it off this one wall maker over here. That's good. That's nice and easy. So we're going to bring all of these guys over to here, and then we're actually doing the bus properly now. So put that there, and then that there to there, and boom, that will be that'll be the stone bricks. We then also need to have iron coming in here. So we'll do that like this. And then it's just a belt up like that. And that, what? Why did I get a something has been destroyed noise and no warnings down here? Normally, I'd say has that been is that because somebody has dropped a donation in? But no, there's not been a donation, so I'm going to assume that's just another troll. I don't know what triggered it, but there was a bleep bloop alert, and I got scared. Right. Anyway, where was I before I got blooped? All right. I actually want to put this here probably because then I can probably get 3 more machines around this. So let's move you guys up to there and there. And put one of these on the other side like so. And they're not connected to anything yet. That's absolutely fine. Oh, bother, I can't get power into these. That's the problem with using these machines horizontally rather than placing them vertically. You can't get power to them. So I'm going to have to Angry Ghost this in here, I suppose. Like that. And I can't put it there. I can Angry Ghost it in there. And then another one. Where's the power? There it is. Can't put it there. It has to go there. And then over here, I'll put that there, and wait, no, I should put it there, and then there, and then you're fed, you're fed, you're fed. Why are the... Oh yeah, I turned my bots off for reasons earlier because I was blueprinting stuff. Right, there we go. Oh, and I need another one of these there, apparently. Okay, so now we are walling. We are about to be ironing. So that means I should now be making the little widgetomatrons. There we go. So let's bring these out like this. There we go. Widgets. Probably. Yes, the first machine is running. The walls are getting through. Second machine is running. Third machine is running. Good. Right, we are now making little widgetmatrons. Excellent. There's one. So now I go and play. Why was I trying to make those? There was a good reason. What was I building towards? Oh yes, it was these things, the solid steam engines. So that's 50 iron plate, 10 iron gears, microgrip fasteners, and pipes. That's a lot of stuff and a lot of iron. So I guess we'll be doing this over here with a load of machines. And we'll play. And having just looked at that, I'm now going to spend a moment trying to remember what I actually needed for it. So we're going to be making iron into gears and pipes, and then we're going to be feeding in those and the iron and the microgrips. And these are an infrastructure thing. So I'm not going to need to make these in massive quantities. So let's put that there, and then that there, and that there. And then you can make gears, you can make solid steam engines, and you can make pipes. And then we just feed these directly into here, like that. I still need the widgets. So let's have an output there or an input there, and bring the widgets up here and put in a box here, I guess. 2 stacks, why not? Right, so this is going to be a lot of old iron. So we need a splitter here. Oh, I've run out of splitters again. I do need to automate splitters, so that's kind of important. Also, that's in the wrong place. That should be there. Down, round, up, and under. Oh yeah, the other things that are using the iron would do better if they had some iron, wouldn't they? I can't reach all of this. That's annoying. Oh well, that's covered all of that. And then we have a belt coming up here like this, which carries the widgets. And I need some more undergrounds. I have an enormous amount of iron in my pocket, so using it up like this makes a lot of sense, I think. Right, there we go. So we now should be able to make solid steam engines. Yes, there we go. Excellent. So that's going to be one of my big upgrades for this thing. I seem to have run out of stone bricks again, so let's go down and shout at that because I just kind of need to. Chit-chatting with family, disgraceful. How's it going? Yeah, the fish are being produced to whatever level they get produced to. Oh, I've got too much coal. Okay, that goes from there. All right. Yeah, this will work. If I put in a splitter here that filters out coal to the left, then I can run it up here like this, and then any coal for this system will no longer run through here. It'll go round here, and then down here, which is a little bit silly, but also will work and is therefore better. Right, there we go. That's now running. There is the, are we going to be making enough mining? Oh, I need more mining drills. Let's go and get some more of those and put them in down there, because I'm not making remotely enough stone, especially as stone appears to be going to be needed for the bricks, for the walls, for the fiddly things, and I suspect I'm going to need quite a lot of fiddly things. I'm also going to need some mining drills, so let's take that. 57, that's quite a lot. I wasn't really expecting it to have made that many quite so quickly. I guess I do have a nice healthy supply of iron coming in, so everything does run quite well most of the time. If the random rotate happens more often when you're further from base, probably not. Just sort of guessing about how these sort of games work, but you never know. It would certainly be quite possible and probably funny to have a random rotate message pop up when a random rotate hasn't happened. That I would certainly not put past it. That's the sort of thing I could certainly imagine happening. We will see. Yeah, I do think that would be quite entertaining. So I sort of hope it's a thing that's been implemented. Oh yeah, yes. When I first started, I hadn't actually put any belts down when the first one of those happened, so nothing got rotated, and it complained about it. I don't know whether it would always complain or whether it would sometimes. Sorry, I don't. Yeah, I don't know whether, but I don't know whether the opposite might happen, where it tells me it's rotated something when it hasn't. I guess we'll see. You don't have game sound on stream. You should do. The bars are wibbling in OBS as they should, and I can hear it through my actual ears. I can turn it up a bit if you want. No, I can't. For some reason, OBS won't let me drag the slider. I don't know what's up with that. I suppose I could turn my own volume down, and then you could all turn it up a bit. That is a possibility. Let's turn that down to about there. I think I did accidentally turn it down. I forget whether it was earlier, sometime recently. I think it might have been the last stream. So I might have been being louder than normal. So we'll do that. There is a Laurence being silly alarm. It happens whenever anyone makes a donation to the does a cheer. That's the Twitch terminology. That counts as the Laurence is being silly alarm apparently. So this mod was Mark's fault. He recommended I give it a try. I think one of the saving graces of this versus Pyanodons is that I think this is going to not take quite as long to get through. So whilst it is possibly more ridiculous, you may be right about that. I couldn't possibly comment. It is not going to be torturing me for as long because I'll probably finish it in 3 or 4 streams at a vague guess. I don't really know. It depends how distracted I get and how much stuff I start talking about. Okay, so the other thing I'm going to need to make for upgrading my power production is going to be unboilers, and that's copper plates and boilers are stone and pipe. Okay, we don't have any stone up here, so that's annoying. And we don't have very much stone in general. This stone patch is rather disappointing. I may at some point have to head over here and start mining this patch as well. We've got, there's only 75,000 there. At least I do seem to have all the resources quite... Oh, and there's another stone patch down there, 2 million. Maybe I'll go after that one instead because it's bigger. I do seem to have all the resources available. There's even oil quite close by. Grape juice quite close by. So that's pretty good. This does seem to be quite a good starting position. And also, all of these other patches are going to be a bit nicer because they're not all mixed together like this. So maybe one of the first things I should have done was to get away from here and just build somewhere else because this area is silly. You're just too used. Yeah, you're probably too. You've got desensitized to the bleep alert noises because Gleber keeps happening. Right. So yes, I'm going to need some stone. Let's go and try and get stoned. How close do I have to get to poke these things? Can I just grab some stone out of here? Technically, yes, but it's not very much. I think I'd be better off just coming along here and then trying to eat it off the belt. Yum, 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 yum. So, given the expected efficiency of the unboilers and the solid steam systems, I'm going to guess that I'm only going to need... Well, I will start by making one... I think actually, no, I've already got one unboiler. I'll start by having 2 unboilers and see how that goes. See if that's enough for me to mostly switch over. So... The way this works is we start somewhere. Where should we start? Oh, we need to pull fish out of these guys, don't we? Like that. There's a load of fish. Lovely. Let's make some high-end fish because I want to. Right. So, in order to get this working, I'm gonna start at the end here, and I'm gonna pull out. Oh, I'd forgotten what the pipes were like in this mod. Right, I'm going to pull out a couple of these guys, like that, and this as well. And then, this is now no longer taking steam anywhere, so we'll now whack in an unboiler. You. Here. No, not that one. An unboiler, Laurence. Unboiler, this guy. Yes. There we go. So that goes there. And then we need... to feed coal in. Okay, we'll put in another coal supply because we're going full spaghetti with this, like that. Okay, and then we'll lose that, and we'll... I want to get this to output fish into the same place, but I don't think I can. The it isn't going to line up nicely. Do that just for now, and then we'll work out something to do with the fish afterwards. Right, so this is now going to input coal and output solid steam and fish. So we'd like to just have solid steam coming out of this one, and then we'll get fish to come out over here probably. If I can find the darn things. Are they in here? Yes. No, it's fish 10, fish 9, fish 11, 12. No. How do I filter to fish? Oh, there they are. There's a fish. Right. So we can have that. Yeah, have that coming over there. That's not going to do any actual good, but in the long run, we can do something with that. Maybe put it in a box for now. Okay, and that's going to need powering, of course, like that. And then that gets passed out into an unsteam engine. This guy, solid steam. Oh, those are the things I was making over on the other side, and I forgot to bring them with me. Typical. Let's go and get some of those then. Woolmaker needs more than this many bricks coming in, to be honest. But yeah, all right. Let's give it a second one just because I can. I don't need 14 of those. Let's take 5. Yeah, maybe OBS has been infected by the trolls of fun mode. Who knows? Let's blame it on that, just because of the reasons. Yeah, it would be. Oh wait, hang on. So what is this? This maximum consumption 3.6 megawatts. No, yeah, do that. And solids. And it has a maximum consumption of 450 kilowatts. What? So I can. So this isn't going to be able to remotely keep up with a solid fuel machine, so a solid fuel boiler. So I'll put one of these in over here like this. There we go, and then feed that in there. And why do you not have power? Is it because this is silly? Probably. I mean, come on, that should link. Probably run out of connection capacity. So I'll put those in manually like that, and then we'll come along here, and I guess we'll go copper cable, stop being silly, just connect. Oh, no, there's no reason for it to not connect. Who knows? Oh, that could do with being a little bit further across like that. There we go. Right, so we're now running on solid steam over here. We're putting in the solid steam as fast as we can, and it seems to be keeping up. Now that could just be because we don't have an enormous amount of draw on with the factory at the moment, so nothing's running at, yeah, we're running at about quarter or third capacity at the moment. But you can see that putting in that one solid steam engine is producing about half as much power as all the rest of them put together. Now all the rest of them put together is quite a lot, so this is clearly going to be a much better way of doing things. These do seem to be quite well balanced against each other. But I feel that's because we're just. I do feel that's because we're not using very much power. Because this says, oh, I don't know actually. We're producing 1 steam every 4 seconds, assuming that. Oh, and this is taking in 15 steam. This is easily capable of filling up fast enough, right? So we can run many more of these unboilers off one boiler than we are at the moment, and we can run. And I don't know how many of the... How long does this last for? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can't tell. It's going to be weird based on the amount of power we're using. But still, let's put in... So I'll put in a couple more of these like that, because I might as well... I've got them here. Shove those in there. And then they can... We can now produce basically all of our power from solid steam, probably. So I think the next thing to do is move all of this across one, so I can run a pipe downwards, and then we'll see how much we can just run. See if we can just run the entire factory off one boiler and one unboiler. My inventory's full, of course it is. So move you. Do more fish nonsense. That's not using up the fish as fast as I would expect it to. Oh, because I don't have any copper cable. That's why. Let's get some more copper cable so I can make more high-end fish. What do I need to go into there? I need copper plates for that one. And my inventory's full, so I can't. What? Oh, a drill. Drills are capable of filling a machine up to its. Yeah, because they count as loaders, so this is always going to be absolutely full. Okay, well that's fun and mildly annoying. You can have that, and then maybe I'll have. And can we give you? No, we can't give you the iron plates. You know what? I could just give this some of my fish. I can come up here and then make some fish 5s. What do I need for fish 6? I need fish glue. Okay, well we're not going to be able to make fish above 5 for a long time. But let's at least try and deplete the fish in my pockets a little bit. Right, where was I? Yes, I was going to pull this up. And then I was going to tidy this up as well, I guess, like that. And then we can, right, so then I'm going to start putting in my unboilers here like this. Pull that out for the time being. Pull this out for the time being. Put that there. Okay, let me do all of that. That's amazing. I was worried about that. Nope, that's wrong. Feed that, feed that. Move these to the other side of the belt, like that, and that. And... Is this a troll thing where it's just not connecting the... Oh no, those are too far apart, apparently. I'm sure that worked beforehand. Oh yeah, because I had a pylon in the middle. Right, and so then the thing is... Where are my pipes? I need some pipes. Pipes. Oh, it's stuck behind all the fish. I need that mod where you can move things to the front of the queue very, very easily. So pipes act as underground pipes, so that means I can put one of them in there and one of them in there, and that'll pass the steam over to both of these coming out of here. So these should now be able to, yeah, there we go. I want them to produce solid steam like that. Great. And then, wait, hang on a minute. Why have I got coal coming? These don't need coal, these need steam. So this needs to come up here. No, it doesn't. This should come up here. I guess. Oh, my brain hurts. Can you tell my brain hurts? Because the things are just going a bit weird. Pull those up. And then we have a output coming from here. Down here, like that. There, right. So now we power that. And we power all of this. And this. And then any fish that make it to the bottom, I guess, get thrown in a box. No, you need filtering. Filter of fish, like that. And then a box there to put the fish into. Steam going there. Steam going there. Right, so that's probably going to work. Oh no, let's learn some lessons from the other mods we're playing, shall we? And do this. There we go. So now the fish will continually be passed round and hopefully be pulled off. Steam will be passed round and pulled off as well. We'll see how this goes. It's probably going to jam up at some point, but hopefully there'll be enough sort of flow that it'll work. We'll see. Anyway, how are we doing with power now? So now we're about 50-50 on the power. So I think it's probably safe to pull out all of this stuff, because these things are running a fraction of their total power. However, I am going to need more unboilers and just more unboilers actually. So let's start up here, pull out some of this stuff because it's inefficient, using more coal than it needs to, and see how much I can get rid of before the no, sorry, you can't pull that up strikes. What am I doing? Let's pull up the coal belt until my inventory fills up. It's mostly coal. I need to get rid of some of this coal. So let's come down here and put it in these coal burning machines. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, that's about as much as I can get rid of. And then, oh yeah, let's pull up all of this stuff. I need to loot some fish. Fish, 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 fish. Just get rid of all the fish. That can't be mined, that can be mined, that can be mined, that can't be mined, that can't be mined, that can't be mined. Inventory is full. How do I, oh God, that's a lot of coal. I need somewhere where I can dump coal in order to put it back into the system. Or possibly I need this thing in Foundry where you can just throw stuff away willy-nilly. There we go. So now we're making most of our power from the solid steam power. The amount on the belt is... looks like it's going up to me. I think we're probably okay there. And ooh, can I make another unboiler now? So I've got... no, I can't. What am I short of for unboiler? Oh, copper plates, alright. Make me some more unboilers. And then that actually goes there, because we don't have that. And then we point that one that way. And that goes there. And then I can put in... at least... I can put in one more unboiler there, at least. Which is going to help quite a bit. More than that is going to require a bit more careful design and thought. Are these slightly smaller than... no, these are the same size coverage area as vanilla. It's just slightly awkward. Right. 400 kilo. Yeah, you're right, regular. 450 kilowatts is how much fuel the unboiler uses. So it's very, very difficult to measure how much everything is using through here, and therefore how many unboilers can be run off a single actual reboiler. But never mind. We'll see how it goes. It's not so much still on solid steam hydrogen. I came around here and had to, I had a few other things that I did or wanted to do first, so it took a while. I can't cancel that because my inventory's too full. Oh, time for a chest of shame. Boink. Can I now cancel that? Yes. And then I can make the unboilers. There we go. And now I just have a lot of fish. So let's take the coal, ditch the fish. Take the coal, ditch the fish. Take the coal, ditch the fish. At least fish don't spoil in with this mod. Fish 5, fish 4, fish 3. Okay, I'll keep the slightly more advanced fish. Advanced fish. Okay, so we're now down to 6 regular steam engines and 3 solid steam engines that are producing. So that's now seems to be producing quite happily. Let's do some tidying up over here as well. Let's just get rid of as much of this as I can, and then when I want to upgrade it later. Okay, well we can see here which belts I'm not going to be able to get rid of. Then when I want to upgrade it later and put more solid steam power in, I'll at least be able to see where I can build. Oh, inventory's full again. Urgh. So much coal around here. I should probably do something a bit more useful with it, like feed it directly into one of these machines. I could put a box down. Oops, I do have another wooden one. I could put a box there, and then a fast inserter on it, and it should use the... it won't use the coal as a priority, but it will have but there'll be a sort of a 50-50 chance of it using it. Or it'll use it 50% of it. 50% of the time. So it'll be better. Certainly be better. Right, and these are things. Well, 2 of these steam engines are things I can't remove. There's some belts down there that I can't remove. An inserter. Some more belt up there. Fine. Just clear all this up. Right. Okay, that's tidied up as much as the game will let me with the 10% rule. So good. Given the amount of steam this guy seems to be producing, I'm tempted to put another copy of this on the other side. Like this. Can go anywhere along here. Ooh, it could go up here. No, it can't. It could go up here? No, it's out of range. There's a lot of stuff in the way along here. It's quite annoying. Could put it here, but again, belts and things in the way. Could put it here. Right, that'll do. If I put you there, then I need a pipe there and there, and then I need a belt coming up from here like this with a coal for these things. Along like that. No, yeah, I need power over here. Like that. Okay, so some of these are not programmed. There we go. Let's program that guy up as well. Okay, and it's now filled up with steam. That's solid steam. That's fine. We'll have the same sort of thing going on over here, filling up with solid steam. And again, that doesn't actually matter because at the moment we have plenty of power, and that's why all of this is looking a bit sort of, well, and that's why this is jammed up over here. So this is actually us in a good position. We've got a capacity of 18 megawatts apparently if everything was running absolutely flat out. But we also have no power over in the main base because I've broken some of the cables. Put that there. There we go. I think that's now working and sorted. So we've implemented a new technology. Hurrah! That's good. Power value for 1 solid steam is quite a lot. I can't get in the Factoriopedia because that contains spoilers. Solid steam contains 10 megajoules, and it takes 60 steam to produce it. I did the maths last time and decided that that was massively better than doing it the other way, which is why I put in the effort of switching over here. And you can see that I had steam engines and boilers going all the way up all the way up to about here beforehand, and now just with this little much smaller build down here, I'm producing absolutely crazy amounts of power. There's potentially 18 megawatts from the factory, and it's using like 3 or 4. It's enormously better than it was before. Okay, what's next? I have no idea. Let's get some researchers going. Ooh, railways. That'll be good for going out to getting the stone, and cars will be useful too. Soda processing requires me to go out and get the forbidden grape juice. Assemblers do all the chemical stuff nowadays. Really? Okay, so we're not going to get chemical plants. That's interesting but weird. Sure, why not though? Strong explosives, don't care. Dark green slurpy juice, I'd like to have that, because that's probably going to unlock more useful stuff. Red belts, sure, why not? Bonk damage, let's have some more bonk damage, that does seem good. And let's have some more inventory, because, and grey slurpy juice, sure, why not? Right, so just a couple of new science packs in here, so that'll definitely give me something exciting to build, and then trains to go off and get some of that stone that I was talking about, and then also to go off and get the forbidden grape juice. So that'll be quite useful. Yeah, you don't normally run into the only 5 connections on a pole thing, because you don't normally put quite so many large pylons in an area, because you don't need to. But here, because I only had the big pylons, I didn't have the mediums or the smalls. It was a little bit silly earlier on, and now it's still silly, just in slightly different ways. Trolled by vanilla is the thing. Yes, thank you very much. High-end fish, something sporty like... Is the tuna particularly sporty? Maybe it is. Yeah, the dark cloud... I'm not sure what the dark clouds with names are. They don't seem to do any damage. They're not... It's not like they're attacking my my anything over here. I can shoot them and they take damage because I shot one earlier by mistake and didn't really mean to in case I angered it. In case it was a Threnodian Shade or something like that. But it didn't seem to care. It lost a very small amount of health because it's got 100,000 and then just carried on wandering around quietly. So I don't know. I don't know what it's there for. I don't know. They're just ominous, really, yes. Wall-mounted fish with animatronics singing about wanting to get wet. Maybe. Bots can pull up to... What can bots pull up? They can't pull up things that I'm not allowed to pull up. Yeah, I'm sort of tempted to automate better fish making. And I've been collecting the fish in boxes for that sort of reason. And then disposing of them because I've got too many of them. But each level is something extra and something silly. And I haven't got around to that yet. And I haven't cared enough yet, basically. Oh, medium electric poles are smaller. That explains why none of my builds seem to quite be working. So yes, I think it probably does count as a troll, because even more so because I didn't notice or didn't realise. So yeah, we'll count that one, I think. Solid steam engine uses 3.7 water. The solid steam engine. Yeah, that seemed. I did the maths last time regular. I think I don't want to do the solid steam maths again. I don't want to. I remove the only automated coal to boiler belt inserter. Feeding from the only feeding from the chest. Did I? Oh. Yeah, you're right. How was I doing this before? Was I doing this before? I'm feeding from the chest is good because we have a lot of coal in there, but also it's not something we don't want it to run out. I guess this is going to have some more spaghetti then, so I'll put one of these in here, and then a couple of that, and then one of those. There we go. So now that'll keep that running. Down to only 70 coal left in my inventory. It's doing a lot better. Okay. Oh, I've got trains now. I've got trains unlocked. Let's have a look at how you make trains and see if there's anything that's going to make me go what, like using, I don't know, green circuits for rail or something like that. Nope, that looks pretty normal, given the greel is the replacement for steel. That's we're going to have to make the Clufard hose restrictors by the looks of it. Okay, that's manageable. I've got chain signals, but not regular signals. What? How do you even make a railway? You can't make a railway line with just chain signal. Well, you can. You just can't put any trains on it. Okay. So that's going to make things a little bit awkward. Locomotives are, again, hose restrictors, but otherwise fine. That's fine. That's fine-ish. Yeah, okay. Nothing too horrifying in there. No signals. Yeah, right. No signals is definitely a troll. I would agree with that. Okay, let's start. Oh, and needing stone to get stone it's not a troll, because that's sort of a completely vanilla-y sort of problem, in that I just need to get more stone out of the stone patch. How about, rather than trying to get enough stone out of this tiny little patch here that's really, really struggling, what if I run pylons all the way down here to get power to the stone patch, which I'm going to have to do anyway, start mining that, and then maybe run a... I was going to say, I could... My first thought was, why don't I run a mark belt of steel and iron down there in order to make just make the rail down there at the bottom. Alternatively, I could just run a belt of stone back upwards, which would probably be easier. And yeah, let's just do that. And then I can split that, have some of it go up onto the bus where I can make rail, some of it can go into here to make bricks. Because that'll allow me to start making more of the bricks as well, which would be quite useful. Yeah, the solid steam, it does seem to be very, very generous. I'm quite pleased. But it's sufficiently different that it's worth the shot, I think. Or it's sufficiently different that it's a bizarre idea and it's worth playing with. So maybe part of the reason is that maybe it's in there and made good to make you want to play with it. It's a good point about the how what it's like on the pollution though. Let's have a look. So a steam engine produces no pollution by the looks of it. Okay, fine. I suppose that's fair. It's only releasing water vapor into the air. A boiler produces 30 pollution a minute, and an unboiler produces 5 a minute. So that's pretty good. If that's not much. Sorry, that's not much of an increase. And then a solid steam power thing doesn't seem to produce any pollution at all. So it does increase it a bit. At the moment, oh, this is now running at full capacity. Okay. Oh, and I don't have a fish disposal thing over here because there's no iron boxes. Let's go and put in an iron box then. So we can actually dump the fish out for now. Boink. There we go. That can now kick in and start working. So this boiler isn't actually producing enough steam to power 6 of these guys. Which is a shame, but not really surprising. I just didn't know what the numbers were going to be. Excuse me. Yeah, there's no real indication of the production on consumption rate. I don't think, unless it's in here. Boiler. No, I mean it tells me it can make 1.8 megawatts of steam, but I don't know how many steams that is. We've only got solid steam in here. So yeah, I don't really know. It's not enough. I'm noticing that. So I should probably put in an additional one, sort of here or something like that. And yeah, or here actually. Here would be better. And start chucking in some additional steam. Put you there. Give you an inserter. And then take some of the pipes I made earlier. Bring it down to there. There and there. There we go. That's going to really distract me. So I'm going to power that inserter, even though it can never do anything. But now we can make twice as much steam. It'll go through it'll go through this side of the pipes at least, anyway. So we're now. Oh, actually, we do have a full steam pipe on the on one side of the output, but not the other. Take those out. Then this boiler is doing these 3 machines. This boiler is doing these 3 machines. Are you actually working, or have you filled up with fish? No, you are working. Yeah. Okay, it seems to be probably mostly okay. Maybe. Let's leave it alone and just assume. Inventory research requires dark green Slurpee, does it? Okay. Oh, yes, so it does. And so does military. Alright, well, we won't be doing those 2 then. Ooh, what's this? A driver's license. Okay. Sure. I wonder what happens if I try and drive without one. Maybe my car won't work. So, I'm going to go down. I'm going to head down here to get that stone patch. I'm going to need an enormous quantity of belt to bring the stone back up again. I'm going to need mining drills, which I've got loads of. I'm going to need big pylons. I'm going to need small pylons. I'm going to need massive quantities of belt. 200 is not going to be enough. Let's get some more. And then see how far we get with it. Gimme. Oh, another 1,000. I've got 1,000 now. I get that. 1,000 might be enough. We shall see. Ooh, and I'm going to need a radar as well. Let's get some green circuits and pocket craft a radar on the way down. Boink, boink. Oh, rail signals are green. Rail signals are only partly green. But yeah, okay, fine. I'll rail signals, hurrah! Okay, we do have rail signals. I'm kind of glad, really. That would have been a bit too much. Like, wouldn't have been able to make a proper train system. Uh-oh. I didn't want to change direction until I put my first pylon down. I should probably deal with those guys. I've been playing so much... Oh, I forgot about that. Ah, fish. No, I didn't fish in time. Uh-oh. Oh, they're attacking the pylons. Oh no, they're attacking the pylons. They're going to follow the pylons all the way back up to the factory. Ah! Come on, respawn, 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 respawn. Right, make a SMG. What do I need for an SMG? I need iron and copper. Here's some iron. I completely forgot that the rocks produce biters, and I was too close by, and I wasn't ready to fish properly. Right, so make some of that. Make one of those. Make some more of that. More iron, please. Because I'm going to need more of that, I suspect. Oh no, they. What am I stuck on? Oh. If these things go over you, then you can't move. And that happens right as I'm being attacked. Go away! I can't even shoot it. Help! They're just eating everything. At least I assume it's this thing. Ah! Stop orbiting me! Stop orbiting that pylon, rather. What? No! How do you get them to bugger off? Oh, there we go. Stop eating everything, you bastards! I bet they won't eat stuff that you can't demolish, will they? Because that'd be far too easy. Ah. That was worse than I expected. I don't know how much stuff got destroyed then, but it seemed like quite a lot. Right, where's my corpse? There's my corpse. And there's some bots hanging around it as well, looking slightly sheepish. Oh yeah, of course, corpses run away, don't they? Fortunately, they don't run away too quickly. Oh yeah, I need to switch my armors back over. Because I had the wooden armor on, because that's the one that gives you the Roboport. Right, let's do some rebuilding. I'm glad this game gives you... I'm glad this mod gives you early bots, though. Without those, this would have been even more frustrating. Yeah, yes, I kind of got by one of the troll things, yes. I mined up a load of rocks, completely forgetting that mining rocks produces biters. And there were more biters than I could handle. Well, if I'd been a bit further away, I probably could have handled them. But because I'd forgotten, I was right next to them, and I got absolutely wrecked. Because suddenly lots... And I marked loads of rocks for deconstruction at the same time. So there was a massive flood of biters, and more than I could deal with the equipment I had available. The shadow lock, getting shadow locked certainly counts as troll, and yeah, I think that was sufficiently bad that I will count it again, even though technically I've already counted the rocks producing biters. Right, okay, I think I've now repaired everything. Let's try that again. Right, where was I before I was so rudely interrupted? I feel like I should go and try and shoot double L, whatever it's called, a few. What's the force shoot button? I thought it was C, but it doesn't seem to be. I can't remember what force fire is, so I guess we'll leave it alone then. Oh, shift space. Makes sense, actually. Yeah, I don't have the ammunition capacity to take that out. I'm not going to use all of my iron on trying to take out one troll face. Why is it? Oh, I forgot to put in the grill inserters. Let's get grill. There we go. Oh, I'm glad I came this way. Right, where was I before? Yeah, I think if I upgrade to green ammo or maybe red rockets or something like that, then I might be able to take them out. But yeah, with with normal weapons. Normal weapons, you're quite right. Sorry, it's yellow ammunition. It's not straight up not going to happen. Yes, I know I've left that bot behind. Poor little critter. It'll have to catch up later. While I'm busy building down here and trying to... Ha! You know, it's funny. I think I was considering mining up some rocks earlier when I needed some stone, because I had honestly completely forgotten about the biter problem. So it's, glad I didn't. I should be doing some copy-paste with this, really, shouldn't I? He says, continuing to not do copy-paste. I've only got 9 pylons. Do I have the bits to make more? Of course not. Great. Oh, in fact, if I've got a shortage of them, let's put them where they'll do the most good. Like, as in, between drills instead of across the bottom. Right, so this one will work. This one will work. Well, so this one will partly work. Gets me every time. You can build at range, but you can't knock down trees at range. Right, so here's my stone coming out here. Let's not waste belts actually. Let's bring this up straight away to here. And then one of these. This is going to be rather annoying when I can't pull up 10% of them when I come to completely replace this with trains, but oh well. Burn that bridge when we come to it. Okay, stone time. Press shift for... I don't know why I press shift. Oh, probably out of sort of habit, because a lot of the time when it's useful to mark that whatever it goes over you want to mark for deconstruction rather than going underneath it. So it's probably habit from playing playing when I'm doing things remotely rather than building by hand. Here we go. La 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 la. Yeah, I ran out of medium pylons. I could have gone in with the big ones. That would have worked, but I sort of didn't want to. Right, up here, this is where the stone goes in. How are we going to do this? Right, so I guess could underground that, put in a splitter there, and input priority left. There we go. And then put in a splitter there and run a belt to it. Like that. Right, so there we go. At some point, stone will cease to be a problem. I would also like to bring stone up onto the bus, though, so we can start making trainy stuff. So I'll run that along next to this. La 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 la. I don't want to put it onto the same row as the bus as that one because I've already used that, so we'll bring it along here. I'm actually really quite pleased that I had enough belt. Now, okay, I had 1,000 of it, more than 1,000 when I set off, so you'd kind of hope it'd be enough. But even so, I'm still somewhat impressed. Right, what can I research? I can't do that until I find... Ooh, driving lessons. I need to make a card to find out how bad I am at this point. So let's do some normal research just for the time being, because that's all I can really do until I make... Is that dark green slurps? Yeah, it's dark green slurps. Okay. So, I mean, I kind of don't actually need trains. And oh, I forgot to leave a radar down there. Damn it. I even made one so that I'd have one to put down there. I guess when I go down to put in the additional pylons, then we'll sort that out. Right, let's make some more slurpy juices because we've unlocked the dark green now, and we've not made that. So that's green, rail signal, and distilled green. So green is made over here. Hang on, what? Distilled green. No, distilled green, the actual thing, which is made from solid steam. Okay, in a greenhouse, because of course it is. Okay, so we've got solid steam being made over here because we're using it for power, but we're making far more of it than we need. So I don't see why I can't just bleed some of it off here, put it onto the bus with everything else, because that's where things go, and then over here we can make some distilled green out of it in the greenhouses. Need to make signals, and then need to steal the green science packs from over here. So I guess put them onto the bus as well, just to bring them over. Cause, I mean, I could squeeze them through up here, but I don't really want to, because things will get a little bit tight and a little bit awkward. So, let's make some more inserters, splitters. But and let's use one of those splitters here, like that, and then I can rotate that like so. Go under some of this. This was there's a separate, not actually not secretly not part of the bus thing going on here. So it needs to come to. All right, we'll just put it there. That's fine. We can do that, and then we can go under all of this, have it pop out here, and it's got its own row of bus like that. Boom. We do seem to need to be making green science a bit faster than this for what we're doing at the moment. But that's fine. We can prioritise this to the right for the time being, so we carry on doing science while I'm building this up. In fact, actually, no, that's the wrong way to think of it. Let's go in and build up. Let's go in and expand this now. That one's permanent. That's permanent. Good. Right. Let's expand this so we get a lot more green science, please. Like that. And oh bother. Greel. Okay. Oh, it's easy enough. Some right here. And then we'll get some power to this in a moment. I suppose actually there's no reason I couldn't keep that one there and that one there. It's old. It's a bit old-fashioned, but so what? And that can go. Yeah, that's the best I can do. There and there. Then there and there. Then there and there for the next ones. Okay, so that's a lot more green science now. I think there were 4 machines before, weren't there? 1, 2, 3, 4. I've 2.5 times it, except I need to use blue inserters. Bim, 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 de bim, like that. Okay, so there's a major improvement there. That should be a lot more green science. Hopefully we'll be starting to make that faster than we're using it up, and all will be well. So we'll take some more of that. I'm almost certainly going to need more of those. More of those. 590. How many? Crikey. Let's drop that to two stacks. I don't think I need quite. In fact, let's undo that. Stick those back in again. Drop that to 2 stacks, and then take 2 stacks. That seems to be plenty. I think that'll be plenty. No wonder we don't. Why do we not have any iron? Is that a hangover from the biter attack? No, it's a randomly rotated belt, and I wasn't warned about that one. So there you go. It will sometimes rotate belts and not tell me, just to keep me guessing. And so that means the greel is running low because of that as well. And yeah, we'll sort that out as well. Okay. Rampant trolled, oh dear. I could use the big electrical poles. They're just really, really annoying to use. I would like to train the stone in, but making the railway line to bring the stone up from down here would be a bit of a mission. I've just realised how much pollution my stone mine is kicking out. That's kind of horrifying. I might need to go and deal with some of these biters. Yeah, let's. Oh, I better go and do that. I'm going to put in a machine to make me some ammunition because I'm getting a bit bored of making it by hand. What are you doing over here? You're making sticks for... Oh, I am making medium pylons. Yoink. Dope. I did not notice. Right, you make yellow ammo. You make... Oh, actually, ooh, I can make red ammo now. That seems like a good idea. Copper plate, greel, and firearm mags. Yeah, alright. Copper plate is over here. Greel is about to be here. Somehow. Oh, here it is. Yeah, am I going to get yellow ammo up there? I could use long inserters and more distant belts. Alternatively, I quite like the idea of just having this on just one side of the belt. So let's do that. So we'll have that come up there, and then go out like that. Lobster. And power as well. Power would be nice. There and there. And we pull all that spare iron out like this. And we can start making the red ammo. And how this does 0.5 per second. This takes in 0.16. So that's about. So yeah, I need 3 of these. That doesn't feel like the normal ratio, but I honestly am not sure. Oh, okay, fine. You can have your pylon back. And then we'll have these dump out onto another belt that's coming along here, and no, going the other way. And then going into another box. Right, so that goes there, and then we want that, and then this. Lovely. I just need to clear the copper off here. Not all the copper. There we go. That's better. Okay, so now we're making red ammunition, probably. Yeah, the machines are doing wibbly things. You need turning round. That's fine. We can deal with that. Red ammo, hurrah! Right, we'll leave that to run for a few minutes, and then come back when we've got enough to go off and do something useful and be dangerous with it. Solid steam is greenhouse gas. Oh, very good, Quago. Thank you. It's possible I missed a message, yeah. Yeah, we've seen a couple of them in here, and I think those are probably both. Yeah, that was relatively recent, so it's probably that one, and I just didn't notice it because I was in the middle of combat then, probably, and just getting eaten, and so I was somewhat panicked. Maybe that's when it happened. If so, it's very rude that it happened while I was being attacked. You should be ashamed of yourself. Alright, what are we trying to do? We're trying to make this stuff, dark green slurps. So we need green slurps, which we've got. We need rail signals, which we haven't got, but is just iron and green. So that's green circuits, that's fine. And we need distilled green. Oh yes, I was going to start bringing the steam over, wasn't I? So this is now 4. I should demonstrate my ability to learn things by standing back while it does that. Almost got away scot-free with that one. Can't reach, so if I want to take those away, pick those up, I'd have to do it from a bit further away. Right, so this goes along here. Stop pressing shift, Laurence, you don't need to. And the bots are really, really slow. I'm not saying I don't like having them. I'm just saying they're kind of slow. At least I can pick up trees safely. Right, which way is this actually flowing? It's going that way round. Okay. It's kind of hard to tell. So if I put that in there, there's a risk of potentially getting some fish. But oh well. If I was a bit more sensible, I'd have put in a bit more. I've done a better system for getting rid of excess fish. Uh-oh, where's that happening? Show me where it's happening. Oh, I was afraid of that. I was hoping I'd get a little bit longer before the biters discovered that area. So, give me that. Right, let's go. Do I have some fun turrets? Yes, I do. Oh, it's miles away and I haven't made a car yet. I was hoping I get a bit more time before they started attacking. Stop eating all of my mining drills. Ah. Oh. Also, I need to swap my ammunition over. There we go. And not get spat on. Stop eating all my stuff. Goodness sake. I feel like they're more ravenous than in vanilla, but I also feel like I'm probably making that up. Because I don't often have to deal. I don't know. I feel most of the time when I'm playing, I'm beyond biters being this sort of level of annoyance, because I'm usually further into the game than this. Where are you going? Where are the rest of them? Surely it wasn't those two did all of that damage. Maybe it was. Oh yes, I am absolutely going to then go and wreck their base. Because I don't want this to happen again. Cool. Did I not? Oh, I thought I had quite a lot of mining drills. Yeah. Oh well. Right. So where did those guys come from? Not up there apparently. So they must have come from the south. There must be another base that's just outside radar range down here. In fact, you know what? While I'm here and while I think of it, let's put in that radar that I was talking about earlier. Have my arms got shorter since I died? I accept that is a weird question to ask, but is that in? Yeah. Oh, blimey! There's a lot of them. Oh, I don't have enough red ammo for this. I don't have enough even distribution for this either. Come back even distribution, all is forgiven. Right, this might be a little bit too far away, to be honest, but let's see what we can do. Ah! Yeah, I didn't set them up quite close enough. That was a tactical error. Oh, I should switch back over to my actually protective armour as well, rather than my robot armour. Right, let's move my front line forwards a little bit, like that. I don't like to think about how much of my ammunition I've used up already. There are a lot of spawners, so they are spawning a lot of biters. Wait, I've got fish. Let's use the ridiculous numbers of fish this game gives me. Okay, just because I've got fish doesn't mean I should actually just face flat tank all of the attacks, though. How much ammo have I got left in these guys? 14, 14, 2. Okay. It's not amazing, but it's going okay. The fish are doing quite a good job of keeping me alive, and then the gun turrets are doing a good job of dealing with the biters between excursions. Is it just me, or are fish a bit OP? I think fish are a bit OP, to be honest. I mean, I'm not really complaining, but I also find it very interesting that now we're in 2.0. The turrets, sorry, the spawners are so much tougher than the spitters. I'm used to the worms. I remember the worms being worms being incredibly dangerous, especially later on, which they still are to an extent, because obviously they're going to get tougher as they evolve into bigger ones. But I do remember in the olden days, you could just blaze through the spawners like a hot knife through butter with almost any damage upgrades at all. Oh, that was my last bullet. Oh, do I have any iron and other stuff? Can I make red ammo? Oh, I can make lots and lots of yellow. Let's make lots and lots of yellow. Yeah, I suppose fish you do have to remember you have to be ready for it. So it means you have to have your fish out and ready to use. But they are really, really OP when you can just heal quite so quickly with them. And I think fish need a cooldown. That's the I don't have a problem with the amount of health that fish heal, but if they don't have a cooldown, it's just a bit excessive. Because, yeah, okay, yes, you need to have a lot of fish for them to be effective. But I have a lot of fish, and okay, that's the mod's fault rather than vanilla, but still, it's a little bit silly. If I almost feel like I don't need the turrets, I just need to eat large quantities of fish. Well, no, I think when there were more of the biters, having the turrets there were very, very useful to give me somewhere where I could run back to, where it would just thin out the biters that were chasing me very, very quickly. So these just capture you and stop you moving, do they? Yes. Okay. That's worth knowing. Still making ammunition. Good. How big is this nest? 4 spawners. Okay, I will put turrets down. Even though I have the magic fish. I miss the fill for me. I mean, it's overpowered, especially with long reach, but it makes putting down turrets so much easier. Right, let's go. What? No, I'm not trying to copy settings, I'm trying to eat fish. Eat the fish! Why do you not eat the what? I don't understand what went wrong there. I was right-clicking like a lunatic, and it wasn't eating the fish. I don't understand. Oh, and there go the turret. Oh no, the turrets might be alright actually, because there's enough of them. I don't understand what I did wrong. It's not left-click to eat fish. I started doing that. At least I don't think it is. Pretty sure. Let's get some more fish. Oh wait, I need a gun. I need ammunition. I need to. Yeah, I can't just go running in there without anything. Right. I was going to make some Greel ammo, some Greel armor, but I seem to be a bit short of Greel. Oh, it's probably because it's doing the I need a bajillion iron to make a bajillion Greel thing at the moment. Right, so I'd like to have, what do I need for this? I need more copper. Okay, well, let's make the gun. Let's get, oh, there's a lot of fish on that, that's a shame. I mean, I knew that was going to happen, but yeah. I need more Greel. One of them. I've made one of them. And then there's my red ammo box. 254, that's a bit healthier. Okay, it's going to be rather a long walk. I apologise for this. Oh yeah, grab a car. Yeah, I could make a car, that's a good idea. So, car, there we go. 20 iron plate, 8 car engines and 5 Greel. And I can't make the car engines in my pockets, almost certainly. We have a bajillion types of engines, artillery wagon, car engine, there we go. Solid steam, iron gear wheel, pipe and Greel. Okay. Let's just hand feed this. So I think, because lazy, really. Right, so I'd like you to make not conductive engine, that's not conducive to anything. Car engine, that one. So steam, cogs, pipe and Greel. Oh! My corpse has returned to me, that's nice of it. Yoink! Okay, that all is forgiven. I approve of this mod now. It's the corp coming back to you and then sending you a message to say I'm back. That's brilliant. Okay, so we'll put that in, and then actually, what have I got in my pockets? Is that, oh, there we go. It'll just start making things. Excellent. Is it going to be able to make enough of that? No, it's going to need more pipes. Can I make more pipes for it? Yes. One. Ha ha ha. How many do I need? 8 of those, don't I, for a car? 'Cause it's a V8 apparently, and these are single cylinder. Maybe these are single cylinder engines, and the car's a V8, so I need to make 8 of them. That almost makes sense, right? And then I'm going to need a little bit more grill, but there's a bit more grill in here. I'm not going to need all of that. This is going to take a while. I might let that just... Right, oh, hang on. What are we... What's the limit? I've made 2... I might be going to run out of steam. Let's see how that gets on. In the meantime, I suppose I could go back to thinking about the dark red juice stuff. Oh, and also, I can't get more bonk damage or bonk speed. We'll have to just wait for that. In fact, I can't do any more research at all. I'm caught up. What's this? Oh, make 200 burner inserters, and you get Bob, just Bob, which is a fast, long-handed inserter. I guess we'll find out. We'll try and make one of those and see what happens. Might be a very, very long-handed inserter with 25 extra sticks in there. Jeez. All right, so I do also need to take out that nest, and probably that one as well. Otherwise, we're going to have the same problem down here again, and I don't really want that to happen. But in the meantime, while we're waiting for my car to be made, let's have a look at the dark green juice. That's not dark green juice. How do we? Oh, made in a greenhouse. All right, let's look into making greenhouses. Stone and green circuits. Fine. This is just going to be a bus thing, because we've already got all of this. Can't reach. Am I... Oh, I'm running out of belts. Let's get some more belts. After the repair job I did earlier, I suppose. Right. More of those. I'm going to want more of those. I'm going to want more of those. I'm probably going to want more of those. Yeah, let's take another stack of those. Red inserters, yes, more of those. That's most... Oh, more pylons. I've got 103 pylons. That's probably enough for the time being. Right. Oh, yeah, green circuits. Green belts. No, green circuits. Green things, anyway. These go along here, underneath that. Over to here, where we can then help them escape. Like that. And stone was the other thing, which is just down here. Where are you on your bus levels? You're somewhere right in the middle. Okay. I'm not going to do anything too clever then. We'll just put you there. Like that. And then... insert, exert. I could do with bulk inserters at some point, but never mind. How much does it take? 20 stone, okay. And then if at some point we can start putting the green circuits in, hopefully. There we go. That inserter is really struggling. Let's give it a friend. Since these are quite expensive in parts. There we go. And then very quick to build. Wow. Okay, so oh, that's a large one. Okay, we'll put it in there, and then we'll say we'd like to make the dark green slurpy juice. But we're going to need to make the distilled green at some point, which means the color separation. Oh, distilled green is a fluid. Of course it is. So put another one in there, and would like you to make. Hang on a minute. You make grenades in a greenhouse. For goodness sake. Sure, why not? And then I need to make rail signals, and I've got the green slurpy juice already. So I guess we can have an output there. Steam comes in there. Science packs come out there. Rail signals and whatever the other thing was. Oh yeah, green science. Go in there. And then I need to pylon across here. No, I didn't think that was going to reach. Okay, that's decently straightforward. I'm probably going to need more of this, which means I'm going to then need a pipe running up the side of here, but this is a good start. So this is going to make, yeah, a very, very small amount per second, but fine. You know, it's a starting point. So this produces 10 a second, this uses 1.16, sorry, 1.66 a second. So that's, yeah, we're going to, one was 6, that's 3, 3, 4, 5. So I could run 6 machines off this one, which I'm probably going to need to do. That's unnecessarily large, should we say. Right, and then pipe work wise, I'm going to need to bring pipes up here. So put that in there, and that's still fine. But it can't reach all the way up there, so we need to do that. Which means, and then I need to have, can that reach the right distance? Yes, it can. Excellent. So I can do that, and that, and that, and that. And at this point, I now have a thing I can copy paste. So if we take you, then I can go port, 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 port. And that'll build the whole thing up along there. And I need some more of those, more greenhouses in order to do so. Have I run out of pipe? I have run out of... No, I haven't run out of pipe. It's just being a bit slow. These pipes not being connected together feels very, very wrong, but it'll work. So, yes, good. Oh, yes, grenades. Okay, Quagle, thank you. Grenades in a greenhouse. Yeah, I think I was holding down Shift, and I'm not sure why. I think it's because I've been playing so much Foundry that I've got used to holding Shift to try when I'm moving around, because that's the run button. And so in a game that doesn't actually have run, I'm still trying to run, and that's causing me some issues. And I think it's part of the reason why sometimes I'm putting down Ghost when I didn't mean to. Muscle memory is a funny thing. Right, we do need a fish disposal system along here due to Newbury. So let's cut that, and then I would like to make some more splitters. I keep saying this, but I really need to automate the belts at some point. And then maybe now that I've got red belts, I can automate them both at the same time. So I'm going to bring these fish out here, and then I'm just going to blat them in a blatter. And conveniently, because of the weird trollish, mildly trollish assembly machines, that fits in there just like that. It fits in the middle of my bus, which is amazing. 4, 3, 2, 1, and there we go. There's a splitter. And you are going to filter fish to the left. Yes. And then I'm going to need power down here as well. Like that. Okay, it'll clear the fish out. That'll be fine. So we've got solid steam coming in here. Now we've got the Slurpee juice in there. Lovely. I didn't copy paste the setting, so we'll do that. And then over here we've got this stuff coming through over to about here somewhere. And this is right at the bottom of a bus lane, so I'll put that there. Bus lane. And then I've only got 3 undergrounds left, so we'll make some more of those. And those can go ba-doom, ba-doom, boop. There we go. So that's the green science coming in, ready to be made into dark green science, Slurpee juice even. I just need to make signals now and in suitable quantities, and that was green circuits and some other shenaniganery. Oh, and I need to see if I've got 8. If I can make a car yet as well, that'd be nice. 6 more car. Yes, I've now got 8 car engines. That means I can pocket craft a car? Yes. Yeah, exactly, Sophia. Yes, the troll count is whenever something unexpected happens and causes me to go, what? I'm okay with there not being a limit on the red ammo box because I would like to have lots and lots of red ammo. There's only 335 in there so far, so I think I'm good with that. Yes, the belts go backwards because that's fun. Yeah, automating fish upgrading is a thing I will probably do at some point when I have fish in a sensible place and can be bothered. It doesn't feel like a priority at the moment. Red ammo can be turned into green ammo 12 hours later. That should be fine. And given how much this game likes the colour green, I imagine we'll have quite a lot of green ammo. Oh yeah, I was trying to get lights because Mark said I needed them for my for the improved streaming, but that needs the Cluffard hose restrictors, and the Cluffard hose restrictors need actually nothing particularly difficult. All right, once I've got the signals for the dark green science, dark green Slurpee juice, then I guess we'll go after these things. Except that I do need to go off and... the pollution cloud has shrunk dramatically. Oh, probably because we've now got enough stone. So the belt is full, and so the mining drills aren't running as fast as they were. Also, there's fewer of them. So the pollution patch has shrunk inwards quite quickly. Ooh, although we are going to have some trouble from that one in a moment. So I think it's time we headed off, and let's investigate the trolling potential of the car. So we have a car. Okay, we give it some fuel. We get in, and I need a driver's license to drive. Okay. Fortunately, I researched driving licenses earlier, so I guess we'll have make a driving license. Yay! There we go. The car turned when I got in it. That's a little bit perturbing. This might be why I need driving lessons. I have a bad feeling about this. Yes, it's doing a little bit of let's just say it's got some ideas of its own. And presumably, if I run over a rock, biters will come out of it. Right, speaking of biters. Yeah, the car has a little bit of a mind of its. It's not too bad, actually. I've driven worse cars than this in real life. Did you see that when I stopped? Okay, it doesn't seem to be every time I stop. It's just sometimes. Sometimes it has an idea of its own. Idea of its own like that. Right, let's use up some of this yellow ammunition in the car's machine gun. See how we get on with it. Yeah, they're still only small biters, so this is nice and effective. Good. The wiggle used to be 10 times worse, but then it was just 2. Yeah, I think you're quite right. You need to find an appropriate level where it's entertaining and, well, fun, but not so frustrating that people just go, "What? This is unusable. What are you doing?" Red ammo. Don't, no, not. Oh. I steered just in time to not hit the pylon. Right, let's go and deal with those biters properly this time. Okay, I'm driving in a straight line. Oh no, I'm not. There's a pylon. Now I'm driving in a straight line, and the car's fighting me a little bit. Like I say, I'm pretty sure I have driven worse cars than this in real life, so it's not so bad. Okay, where are my fun turrets? Here are my fun turrets. Oh, 3 of them are still down by the other biter nest. I should go and get them back. Have I mentioned that I miss Phil for me? Alright, what's the range on these things? Okay, it's probably good enough. Let's get my fish out and see how we go. Let's let the turrets deal with the first wave of biters. Like that. Then I can just run in and start shooting. and then start fishing when they bite me. Yeah, it is right click for fish. I think it's probably because I was pressing shift before by mistake, because, as I say, too much foundry, and I was trying to run. Yeah, as we discussed earlier, I think I do feel the fish healing is somewhat overpowered. Because given you can basically be completely surrounded by biters and have them gnawing on your face, and just by spamming the right mouse button, you can be absolutely fine as long as you've got some fish. Yeah, they're a bit overpowered. Then, of course, but then normally you don't have thousands and thousands of fish, so the fact that this mod is giving me crazy numbers of fish does significantly add to how overpowered the fish feel. So I do accept that that's not normal. It's that Factorio, to have enough fish to use like that requires quite a bit of actual distinct effort to harvest them all. So maybe they're not that overpowered, but I do think they'd be slightly better if they had a little bit of a cooldown on them, like a couple of seconds. It doesn't, or maybe even longer. It doesn't. But I don't feel it needs to be a huge amount of time, but it needs to be. They are a little bit silly as they are, but then I guess there is a long and healthy tradition of eating being overpowered for healing purposes in computer games. So I shouldn't be too surprised. Oop! And I nearly forgot to right click. Then that would have been on me, entirely on me. I want one of those mods that gives you things like sniper rifles or sniper turrets, so they've got a really long range, so you don't need to worry about the biters. But to be fair, that is also somewhat unfair. So I don't actually need that. Right. Cooldown on fish should be a thing in fun mode. Maybe. Although this does give me something else to do with all those fish that it's giving me, so that's kind of useful and sensible. Right, okay, that one up there is probably going to be a problem in the not too distant future. The stone mine is sort of is pulled in a long way with its pollution, so I'm a lot less worried about this area now. But I think while I'm at it, let's go and get that one. And I might as well take out these worms on the way past as well. Now that I feel that I'm in a position where I can deal with worms and biters in general relatively easily. Driving. Oh, there's a rock there. I will drive around that. I keep wanting to try and drive in a straight line to see how bad the wiggle is, and then I find something I have to drive around, so I can't test it. There we go, and some more just over to the west. I think I'll take the car over there because it is faster. Concentrate your fire on one of them at a time, Laurence. You know how these games work. Right, and that's those guys. There's a lot of dead trees around here. I'm assuming that's just a map generation thing and not a fun mode thing, but it is. There's enough there that it's slightly annoying to deal with them. Okay, and one more set of bitey guys up here. So here we go. Oh, I didn't mean to attract their attention like that. Oh well. Don't go into the shade. There we go. I wonder if it does capture cars as well. That's probably a thing I should test at some point. Yay! Back up to 7 turrets. Do I need turrets? I don't know. They do make it a bit easier, to be fair. They mean I can just sort of stand here and concentrate on shooting the spawners. Oh, I'm clearly being a bit overconfident this time because I haven't even got my fish out. You know what they say, fish come before a fall. Or is that lions, because lions come in prides? Pop. There we go. Right. Okay, so that we're now safe for a while. I'm not saying we're safe forever because we're definitely not, but that's gonna give me a bit of calm before the next storm, I think. Oh, fun mode turns normal trees into dead trees, so this used to be a forest. Okay, is that to make the pollution spread a bit more fun? Should we say? All right, we'll have that back. Yoink. Why did I get... Oh, of course, the car burns coal, so it produces fish. Of course it does. Right, so we're back over here now. We need to produce some signal... Ooh, is that limited? Or am I actually filling trying to fill an entire chest with greenhouses? Oh, no, it is limited. Okay, we'll let that run then. So, signals. And, you know, if I feel like if I'm making signals, maybe I should make all of the other train stuff as well while I'm at it. I don't know. Right. Insert assembler there. And signals are a green thing, so they go in here. Rail signal is iron and green circuits. Lovely. So, well, we're going to bring them out here. And we're going to have an input coming in here. I'm going to run this actually over this way a bit. Like that, because then I can do that and that for my iron and green circuits. In the meantime, I'd quite like... I will also make chain signals, just in case I need them later. Chain signals, which are exactly the same recipe. That's very convenient. And we'll also, as well as sticking them onto the belts here, we'll also put them in boxes like this, because we are gonna. I'm definitely gonna want them. Oop, and we're gonna need an input inserter there. I'm gonna need an output. I'm gonna need to click on the right button. I'm gonna need an output inserter there. Right, so that should all work nicely. Oh, needs a couple of boxes. Box. Try again. Box. There we go. Clicking is hard, it turns out. Don't need very many chain signals. I don't use them like that in huge quantities. Right. So also then there's all the train bits and pieces. So locomotives, which okay, we're going to need to bring in the hose restrictors and the greel, but also locomotive engines. So locomotive engines are going to take artillery wagon, car engine, conductive engine, chemical engine, Spidertron engine, and locomotive engine. There we go. Solid steam. Iron, pipe, and greel. We're going to have quite a lot of that stuff around here, so sure. Let's do the gear engine unit. Dun 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 dun. That was a lot of biters for a very small rock. So you're going to make, what was it, this one? No, it's a pump engine. Locomotive engine, there we go. So that means you're going to make iron gears, you're going to make pipes. It was pipes, wasn't it? I think it was pipes. Yes. So feed that into there, and there. Do you need iron? No, you don't. You need steam. So you now need steam and greel. Ooh. Wait, what was it? Unmap all chunks. They stay generated even if you can't see it. Thanks. That was helpful. Great. Okay, I guess I need more radars in this case to open things up a little bit. Oh, actually, it looks like I need more green circuit production because it's all currently going into making greenhouses. And I need more iron, but whatever. Oh yeah, that's another troll, isn't it? Yes, you're quite right. I'll do that in a sec. Let's bring this over first. And the green circuits. There we go. You don't feel hungry enough to eat fish. Yes. Or oh, that was a puffer fish. That sounds suitably mean. Yeah. Yeah, true. There is a distinct lack of greenery. Although I think part of me just assumed it was a normal desert start and didn't really think about it very hard. Although there is a bit too much green on little grass on the ground and stuff for it to be a desert start. So it clearly isn't that, but it sort of still felt a bit like that could be the case. Right. Okay. So yes, that's going to make that needs steam and solid steam and greel. So I'll bring those in over here, I guess. So that can then be fed into here, which means we'll then have locomotive engines, which we can then make into locomotives. If we can remember how to... So that then takes the engines, the green circuits, which are on the other side, because of course they are. Because my plan was going to be to put the assembly machine there, because then I can feed the grill directly in, sorry, the engines in directly like that, and sorry, the grill in like that, the engines in like that, and then I just need another belt with the hose restrictors and I suppose the electronic circuits, and then we'll have locomotives, which I can do on the other side. So I have another belt there, which is going to also have green circuits, because why wouldn't it? And then we'll do the hose restrictors over here somewhere and bring them in both directions, because I didn't plan far enough ahead to get those. Okay, things are coming together, believe it or not. Okay, so there we go. There are my signals going through here. So I think that's everything I need. Yes, that's everything I need for the dark green slurps now. I just need to get them back to the lab. So let's do that next. Then we can come back and think about trains, because just because. So you are going to need your own belt on the bus. So that'll be down here. Run that along there. We come in, like that, and then I guess. It's close enough that I'm just going to do that and that. Going to need the solid steam down there sooner or later, so I'll add in a little bit more for that. And then we bring this back over to here, and I guess we put it into there, because that's the next free space for putting science packs in. Like this. Oops, that was a misclick. Or a misplay. I don't know, it was wrong anyway. This medium reach also gets me quite a lot, because you can reach further than you can in vanilla, but not far enough to actually be not far enough not as far as you can with proper long reach. So yeah. But I'm not sure I'm going to count pseudo long reach as a troll. No. No. Stop that. That. Then that. That, even. Not ping, angry ghost. There. So now we can bring that in there, and it's up to here. You're the wrong way around for some reason. There we go. Right, so that's the dark green Slurpee juice. Should be being made, but there's something wrong over here. What's going on here? Oh, no, it is being made. I just didn't link the belts together. Right. Sweet. That's another science pack. Tick. Oh, am I on two? Yes, you're right. There's a few trolls in there. So what was the plus one? So yeah, you definitely need the car wiggling license. Yes, I'll give that 36 and 37 because you claimed something else, which I sort of believe you. Wood armor and acid. I was being semi careful with that, and that wouldn't have been a troll. That would have been my own fault if I died to that. Oh yeah, the radar thing. That was the troll. Yes. Okay, so we've now got 4 science packs. That's not doing. I feel like that's reasonably good for 2 streams, and especially as this one isn't actually done yet. So yeah, we've got 4 science packs being made and provided and going into the labs. So I think that's going quite well. The green science seems to have stopped. We have run out of this. Oh, it's the green circuits. Right. Okay. All right. I think it might be time to redesign the green circuits now that I have non-stupid pylons. Because this produces 2 a second, this uses 3 per second. What's it? If it's not a 1... Okay. So we can do the normal ratio pattern for the green circuits. I just haven't because we've got the nonsense... what do you call it? We have the silly pylons. So let's see, how much of this can we demolish if we ask nicely? Okay. And actually, with them vertical, I don't need to demolish all of that. I just need to take out this stuff up the middle. And that's pretty good. There's a few inserters left behind and 1 or 2 assembly machines. But I think I can probably turn that into something functional. So let's head over there and demolish that. and then massively, and then significantly expand the green circuit production. It's going to be very, very tall because I seem to have used inserters in their vertical configuration rather than the horizontal configuration, but never mind, the universe is infinite. Or close enough to infinite that we... Okay, so that's in the way, but that's okay. Probably. See how many of these we managed to get rid of and how it goes. Okay, there's a pylon there. That's annoying. The rest of it I don't care about so much, but that pylon being there is irritating. Are these all... let's get rid of as many of these as I can as well, because you never know. I might not want to have them quite there. Right, so we've got rid of everything we can. So it's... these are making 2 a second. These are using 1 a second. No, 3 a second. So yeah, it's a standard 3 cable machines feeding 2 copper machines. Now, you know what would be really neat would be to do 3 cable machines to 2 circuit machines like that. But I haven't got the room for that down here, I don't think, because if I try and pull these belts out, some of it's going to fail. So we're not going to be able to do this yet, but I hope to be able to do that sometime later. So, as I say, 3 circuit machines, 3 belt machines to 2 circuit machines like that, and then 1, 2, 3 to 2, 1, 2, 3 to 2. This is actually working quite well. 2, 3 to 2. Now I just need all of the inserters. Actually, first let's put power in first, because power is going to be annoying. Ooh, actually, if I put one of these in... Oh. They're too far. It'd be really nice to put one of these in for every 3 machines like that, but they don't have the cable range between them to connect 2 together. But I do have a large quantity of big pylons, so maybe I should use those as a backbone. Or maybe I should just stick in extra ones like this and stop complaining about it. Ooh, or you know what might work? I'm going to need pylons down the middle as well, so we're going to need to have... I'm going to need to have inserter... I'm going to need to have one there, but I can put a pylon there, but that doesn't help. Actually, no, yeah, I'm going to need to put a pylon there to power everything. Okay, no, it's not going to help, because they're going to have to be in the same place, I think. This would have to be here to link up to that one. Which would partly work, but then I need another one here. Oh well. We tried. Then this can have it here, that'll work. And this can have it here, and we'll... Fine, I'll put a pylon in the middle. Right, let's get that built. Then it's inserter frenzy time, because we're going to go there, 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 oop, too many, and then there, there, there. And this isn't going to work because we haven't got room for the pylon, so I'll move that one up 1, and then it'll work, so I can put one in. No, it won't. Move that one out, put that there. So is there a... Extra, is there something on these that where you can move anything, where things don't get locked for a certain amount of time after they're placed? Because it really feels that way, because things are being... I feel like it's not as... I feel like I can usually get away with putting in a build... Sorry, no, rephrase that. I feel like I haven't been told I can't move a building that I put in while I'm in the process of making something. It's only been when I come back to it later that things have failed. If so, I think that's really good. I very much approve, and I think that's much nicer than it. And I feel like it's actually really quite interesting. And one of the things we've been talking about in the past as something we'd quite like to try was having a Factorio game where where you can't move machines after they've done a thing. So you can place them down, you can mess around with them while you're still building them, but once they've run, they are then fixed and can't be moved. No safeguards. The 10% permanence doesn't keep applying. Yeah, so I was assuming that there was any individual thing, there is a 10% chance of whether you can pull it back up again, and whether it does that on putting it down or picking it up is falling in the water. Damn it. Whether it does it on putting the building down and then marks it as undeconstructible, or whether it's when you try and deconstruct it doesn't really matter. As long as there's sort of a 10% chance of anything being immovable, unremovable, it sort of doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't matter. There we go. Yoink. Waiting for me to fall in the water. Yeah. No, that's not a troll. It's not a new troll. I've already fallen in the water and drowned. Yeah, this is not the first. It was not my first attempt at swimming. Although since there's a driving license, since you can have driving lessons, maybe you can have swimming lessons as well. Let's have a bit more copper, shall we? There we go. Now we can actually fill the belt up properly. Hasn't been a problem till now, but now it is a problem. So we'll get a bit more copper coming through, and then we'll be able to start making these green circuits a bit more quickly. I may have to put this balancer halfway down here because these machines may be enough to saturate the belt. We'll find out in a minute. Okay, with some green circuits, that should allow us to. Okay, we are with the increased number of green circuits, we're able to run the greenhouse making machine basically constantly. How big are these stacks? It's probably going to be 49. That seems what most things stack to. Right, and then over here we are making the dark. Yes, we're making the dark green slurpy juices. They're coming down to here. Let's start using some of those. So let's look up grey slurpy juice. Let's find out about tool belts because they're useful, and let's have a driving license because apparently I need to learn how to drive better. You Dumbo. Also, let's have some more bonk damage, because bonk damage is always nice. Modular armor is tempting. Stack inserters are tempting. Portable solar, not so bothered. Flammable, not so bothered. At some point, we're going. What's this? Widget 3. Okay, this thingamybobber will be the last. I promise. I'm somewhat skeptical. Although I was going to say I seem to be running out of researches to do, but no, the research tree expands as you play. I almost forgot about that. Almost. So yeah, we're going to need to go off and get the oil fairly soon. I think that's going to be sorry, not the oil, the grape juice. That's going to be something to put on the list for relatively soon. But I think I might leave that for next week and just spend a bit of time now improving the factory and just getting things working nicely. Okay, looking over here, do we have enough? Oh, belts! I should automate all the belts and all the belt things as well. We don't seem to have enough because we don't seem to have enough copper coming. What is this? Not fast enough. Gosh, we are actually using copper fast enough that this stack furnace can't keep up. Well, I say can't keep up. I mean, no, actually can't keep up. It's being kept at about 10 on the input by these inserters down here. But the output is being stripped out as fast as it possibly can be. It's all just going into green circuits. Now, I do suspect that we're going to backlog along this belt at some point. But, yeah, it might be time to look into upgrading that to a Greel furnace stack. For that, I still need the hose restrictors. Okay, hose restrictors and belts. Those are my next two priorities. I should probably do belts first, just because I keep talking about them and not doing them. So let's go in with that. So, as we know, belts require an enormous quantity of iron gears. So we'll do that. Then we'll feed them round to just over here, where we're going to make. I'm going to make belts to make. I think I want to make belts in order to make underground belts, because otherwise I'll just not have enough. I'll put all the belts will go into making underground instead of making belts. And also I feel the same about splitters. Let's have separate machines to make belts for splitters. Then the fast splitters require hose restrictors as well, because of course they do. Why would they not? Fast belts are just as you'd expect, and fast undergrounds are just as you'd expect. Okay, that's fine. So we can then put in another row of these across here like this. and then we can carry on upwards with more of those. Right, so you guys are all going to be doing gears. You are going to be doing yellow belts, as are you and you. You are going to be doing yellow splatters, or undergrounds. You're going to be doing yellow splatters. You're going to be doing red underground. You're going to be doing red belts, and you're going to be doing red splitters. Right. We're then going to put in a quantity of boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're going to go, right, you require iron and thing. So we'll have an iron input here, but we'll split it and have a cog output here that meets the iron input and gives us a belt of iron and gears, which will then need to run to all of these machines. I'm going to need more splitters for this probably. So yeah, you are iron and gears, you are iron, and okay, you're going to need iron as well. Fine, we'll just run this everywhere. So we'll split it. And yeah, let's put that there. And then if I run this across here, like that, it'll get those two machines. And then if I run it across here, it'll get all of these, and actually all the ones above as well. So that's actually everything. I then just need to bring the complicated things in at the side for the splitters. So that's quite easy. So then along here, in, out, copy it all about. Doop, 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 doop. Should probably have put power in as well, but never mind. Right, so you're going to get fed from there, you're going to get fed from there, you from there, you from there, you from there, out into that, into that, into that, into that, into that. Right, if I can get power to... missed a couple. If I can get power to all of this, that should work, apart from the splitters, which need additional pylons, parts. So feed that in there like that. I don't need another splitter up there, it turns out. Head over here, get... Why are my bots off? Oh, I've got the wrong trousers. It's the wrong trousers, Gromit. There we go. Right, and now I power all of this, so I'll put one there. Oh, I've run out of blue inserters. Grr. Have to go and get some more of those. Right, so these actually work in blocks of 3. So let's remove that. And that's probably an excessive amount to have removed. I would apologise, but I'm not actually sorry. So put in that much of it. And then over here, I need to power all of these guys. Of course, these are slightly shorter range than the average medium pylon, because why wouldn't they be? Lol, trollface, etc., etc. Is that covering everything? Can I get both of those? I can. Sweet. Yes, that looks like it's covering everything. So now I just need to bring my iron belt across here. Down, across, up, and under. And there we go. That'll start the... We'll start making at least a few of the belts while I go off and get some more supplies. Have I tried driving off a cliff like in the movie? I haven't tried driving into the water. That might be another thing that sort of is surprisingly painful. I don't know. I haven't tried driving off a cliff. Oh, I see. So there's a challenge that triggers and makes 10%. So how does that make 10% of the stuff in the world permanent at any time it triggers? Or does it make 10% of the stuff you've placed since last time it triggered permanent? So, as in, if you leave something there for long enough, will it theoretically eventually become permanent, no matter what it is? Okay, we're still limited by the number of gears we can make, but which is limited by the number of iron plates we can bring in. So, still, it's a start, but it just means we're only going to make red underground belts for now. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I should have muted before I did that. It's always shocking just how much belt you get through. I'm just going to make one stack of that for now because it's expensive. And one of those. I should probably make a couple. Actually, let's make a couple of stacks of the yellow undergrounds at least, because you get through. I find I get through a lot more undergrounds than I do splitters. Thank you, regular. All right. So yeah, we have an approximately full yellow belt of iron coming through from down here, which is great. In fact, no, we have an actually full yellow belt of iron coming in from here. But unfortunately, it's all getting eaten up by making other things. And then by the time it gets down here, well, it's still most of a yellow belt, probably more than half. But that just disappears very, very quickly into cog production. So one of the things I want to do is when I've got a decent number of red belts, is upgrade this to be a red belt, so I can carry twice as much iron in. Now, maybe that's foolish, and what I should actually be doing is running a second belt down the bus. And in fact, I might do that. I think I'll do that for the time being, just to get things going a little bit more. Well, a little bit more. So we'll put that there, and I'm just going to do it downwards. And you know what? Now I can grab some undergrounds from there, like that. And that's amazing. You down there. Right, so what have we got along here? We're not using this row. I think I might just use this row of the bus here and have this be specifically for making bells. La 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 la. Move slightly faster. 2 yellows are indeed cheaper than 1 red, yes. They take up a bit more space, they look a bit messier, but they are, in fact, you're quite right, they are indeed cheaper. I don't want to go on. I very nearly went, you know what, I'll just go straight under here, but I might want this space later for getting a bit more output out of my copper supply there. So let's go over the top of here. And it makes a bit more spaghetti, and everybody likes a bit of spaghetti. Oh no, I'm running out of yellow belts. It was a valiant attempt. Fortunately, there's some more of them up here. Fortunately, there's some more of them up here. So there we go. That'll put it even more drain on my belt system, on my iron production. So I'm going to want another one of those here. And in fact, I'm going to leave space for upgrading that to a red belt. So both of them to red belt. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put that there, and then realise that that needs to go there. Something like that. And then we can take this belt up here, across here. I do keep getting trolled by the medium reach. it's bizarre. Okay, and there we go. Actually, now that's hit the problem there. So this comes back to the previous problem I was talking about, where I wanted to make the doodly this thing, but that requires the Clifford hose restrictors. So let's go and make some Clifford hose restrictors. Can I make Clifford hose restrictors? Have I got everything I need for that, or is this going to be another problem? Iron, and grill. Okay, fine. That's fine. We can do that. I think we've had we've noted that undergrounds are crafted as singles instead of pairs. We're certainly aware of it beforehand. 20 parmesan on the spaghetti. Yeah, I could scatter more fish on it, I suppose, as is being observed. Yes, right. So, it's just occurred to me, I'm not going to be able to upgrade this one to steel furnaces, because this is one I can't remove. See? This one... Oh, this one I can. So this one I can upgrade to steel. This one I can't. This one... Yeah, this one I could. So, yeah, The iron I can, and that's the biggest problem. Well, it's one of the big problems at the moment. The copper was a problem earlier, but that's just going to have to be an additional one over here with the copper ore brought over to it. And just forget about, or no, just leave this one running, but add in additional. I did have pasta for dinner today. Appropriate as it may be. Right, so let's look at the recipe and the numbers here rather than just slapping machines down and then guessing. So I need to make iron gears, I need to make iron sticks, I need to make reel. That takes, no, you know, actually, I'm just going to set it on here because it's a lot easier to look at the numbers when they're written on the machine. Okay, so we need 0.2 gears, 0.2 sticks to make 0.1. So, and gears are made at 1 a second, so one gear machine can run 5 of these. Okay, so let's tell you to be gears. And then sticks are 2 per second. So actually, let's do that. And then have 10 machines making the hose restrictors. Because that'll be 2 per second, 2 per second, and 0.2 per second of each for each of those, and that'll make me one hose restrictor per second, which is more than none. So that's a feels like a start. So we're going to have iron coming in here like so. We're going to have gears here. Haven't had to do this for a while because in Planetary Pioneers we have a mod that lets us choose near or far side of the belt to place things on. So this is interesting and this is different. So do that. That's the intermediates. The grill can then come in on. I could put the grill on this belt as well. I don't know if it'll be fast enough. Can always make it into a red belt if it isn't. Yep, that goes there, and then input. Up there, and so we've got on all of these. We've got well, these come in 3s, don't they? So we'll put that there. Over on this side, I'm just going to have to put pylons wherever I can. So input, and then we'll worry about you in a moment. Output, input. So that means you get a pylon there because you have to, and I guess you get one. I'm going to put it there as well for sake of symmetry and pleasingness. I could say the same for the ones on the other side, but I'm not going to. Right, and then you also need an input from here as well to get the grill in. You also need an output. That's problematic. Maybe I should be putting these things in vertically. Or, no, that wouldn't work. Or I put that there and have the. I could put it there and then have the output instead of go through it, but that feels wrong and dirty. I could rotate this and have it vertically like this, or like this, and then have the output belt run down the inside and then cross over. That's dirty enough that the idea amuses me. I'm going to do that. So we'll put one of these in here like that, and you are going to be making the Cluffords. Then that's going to have to be a long inserter there and a short exserter there, and then we bring this through here like this and down there. Okay, I am slightly amused by that because it's horrible. So if you don't like it being horrible, then tough. Yeah, the poles are skewed because that one's in the sensible place, and then that one had to be offset because of the belt wigglies over here. And then that one had to be there because in order to power this. But I might be able to do something better. I might be able to do better on the next one. So let's put another machine in here, and then go. You're actually supposed to be a belt. Do we actually need a pylon there? Let's link this in across here so I can see what's powered. All right, so that will power all of that. And over here we've only got the one inserter. So yeah, the next one. I think I can have the pylons opposite each other, like that. Is that better? Are you happier now with that? Especially if I do that bit. That's 4. I said I needed 10, so 6, 8, 10. Right, let's restrict some hoses. Yeah, how exciting. Right, no, I haven't run out of pylons, it's just bots. Bots are working, bots are working, bots are working. Come on, there's a couple of pieces of belt here. Have you not noticed them? Was it just there was only one bot that could be bothered to work and the rest had all gone on strike? I don't know. Just thinking it'd be amusing to have this go underneath here and come out the other side and drop out at the bottom. But no, that's getting even more ridiculous. Right, so we're going to... Oh, I need to bring in some inputs along here. I've forgotten about that. So this is going to be... You are going to need green circuits. You are going to need green circuits and hose restrictors. Fine. So... Yeah, so that comes to... I guess... I'm going to bring this across a little bit. Even though it means this is going to have to come across as well. And then we're going to do that and that. And the green circuits are going to come in here. I haven't got any green circuits. Let's get some green circuits. Oop. Fine, I've got some iron. Right, yes, you have some green circuits. Make me some splitters. They're all going to go in here, of course, but I'm not going to start making any. That's fine. So then down here, I put a splitter in here, and then we have another belt come out this way. Come on, build it faster. Oh, they're going in there. All right, fine. Oh, they've already gone in there. Right? I don't know. That goes there. That goes there. Put one of these in here, and then we can take these out and put them onto the bus further down, and then flow them both ways, so we can get over to here where we need them, and over to anywhere else we need them later on. Good. Now we just need inputs. So this was oh, iron and grill. That's nice and easy. Iron. Boop 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 boop. So we go down with this one. So that goes there. Boom. No, there. And then where's the grill? There's... Nope, that's a green science. Where is the... I've not used that for a while, apparently. Right, let's go and find some. Oh, they're randomly... poles that are randomly leaning a bit. I'm going to have to keep an eye out for those. Oh, we just don't have any grill coming through. Why not? We should have some. Is that marked for deconstruction? No. Because it's got... Is it because it's running? And it's just take... Oh no, it's unfueled. We've not got any coal in here. Ah, bother. Spaghetti time. Right, I noticed it was disappearing off the belt, but I knew I'd just pulled out a belt, one of the feeds for it, and then put it back in again. And it appears I didn't put it back in properly. So we need to get coal into this thing. Maybe that's what this insert is supposed to be doing. We've got coal. Yeah, this is as much coal as we're getting. So I guess we do that, and then that, and that. And that. Right, because we've got the iron coming in from over here now. So now we've got the coal coming in over here. There we go. Now we can start making grill again. Problem is, this is a... I don't know where the numbers are, but it's a very, very, very long craft. But it does produce 1.5 per second because it takes in 10,000, maybe 5,000, and produces 1,000, I think. Let's check. I can see it in here somewhere, can't I? In here, can't I? No? Thought I could. Oh, it's under green for grill. Yeah, there we go. You take in 5,000 iron plate, and 16,000 seconds later, you get 1,000 grill out. So this is a slow boy. Oh, except it's running 24 times normal speed because it's a stack of furnaces. So it's 16,000 divided by 24. But that's still quite a long time, and you can see why I want to get some grill in to get these things up and running. Oh no, I don't even need grill for those. I just need the hose restrictors and the microgrip fasteners. Fine, whatever. I don't care. I don't care that the steel furnaces don't directly take steel. They take steel in another form. Right. So that is now fixed and is going to work, but we need to wait for all of this to... Oh, I need to finish this belt off. We need to wait for all of this to actually just, you know, work properly. Let's say to do an input priority from the right here. So we'll take this... We'll use this belt first, because this is just for belts. And then this one's a bit more available for other stuff that may require it, like these things over here. In the meantime, are you the grill belt? I can't tell. No, you're the science belt. Probably. Must be this one? Yes, this one. I'm sort of trying to confirm it to myself to be absolutely sure, but yeah, it is this one. There just isn't. There's just every single system that's using the grill has pulled in as much as it can and has completely emptied its own belts. So yeah. Right, that's the belt extender. Put that in there. No. That goes there. Right, this will make the turbo encabulators now, and we can start making. So we can start making the other sorts of. Oh, we need to put in that goes there, and that there, and that there. Okay, so belt production is going well now. We've sort of feel like we've sort of caught up, although there's being a bit of a build frenzy happening now. I do have some. Yeah, there are enemies. They just so one of the they've expanded. One of the troll things that the game did to me a little while ago was it undid all of the exploration I'd done. So that's a good shout. Let's go out and do a little bit of exploring. So there's my car. I've not got fuel. There goes some fuel. There's some fuel. I've got my driving license, so I'm allowed to head off with this, and we can go off and re-explore some of the area I have apparently forgotten about, which is very, very clumsy. Okay, so there's a big nest there. There's a small one down here that has just expanded. Maybe if I put some ammunition in the car, that would help. There we go. Ah, I've hit a rock. Let's not hit rocks. That is bad TM. There we go. Right, so that's that spawner dealt with, because that was right on the edge of the pollution cloud. Actually, my pollution cloud has... I'm not sure. I'm not going to say it's shrunk, but it doesn't seem to be very big at the moment, so that's quite good. I've explored the entire pollution cloud, or my radars have explored the entire pollution cloud. Let's head out and do... Oh, there's some more biters. Let's at least tag them on the map. There we go. And there's some more down there. There's some water here. That could be nice. I don't think it's enough really to count as much in the way of defense. But still, good to know about. I'm doing all this exploration. I'm probably going to find that in half an hour it goes, nope, you don't get your map anymore, and just eliminates it all for me. I'm going to have to kill these guys, because they're following me towards my stone mine, and I don't want that to get eaten again, because it went really, really badly last time. Ooh, do I have more drills? Yes, I do. Let's replace the remaining drills over here. And, ooh, you know what? I've also got some pylons now, because I've remembered that I've automated pylons, so I can do this along here. There we go. Could put some more drills in at the bottom. It seems to be sufficient at the moment, so I'm just not going to mess with it. There was some suggestion that we might have excellent defences with the water. I don't think that's the case. I think a lot of the although there is quite a bit down here, maybe this is suitably defensible. I haven't actually needed to do a lot of defending so far. I think I've been playing, because of all the trolling and the weirdness, I've actually been playing relatively slowly, and therefore we've not been getting the same level of attacks that I would if I'd been playing for, what am I on, about 8 hours now probably, in vanilla. Because if I was playing vanilla, I'd have had massive quantities of iron being produced. I'd have huge mining areas, huge smelting areas. I can't get away. I'm stuck to this rock. And if this rock pops, we're going to get biters, I suspect. Let's find out. Let's find out if you destroy a rock rather than mining it, do you still get biters out of it? I imagine you will, but I'm curious. Oh, no, you don't. Okay. Well, if there's ever one that I feel like I need to get rid of in a slightly more, in a safer way, then I guess I found a way to do so. Lovely. Oh, thanks for the follow, Aussie Shiru. Much appreciated. We have a slightly more sensible stream. Happens on Mondays as well. Where we're playing Planetary Pioneers, which is Space Age, but with about 30 extra planets. So that's good fun. And we've got 5 of us playing on that one rather than single player one like I'm doing at the moment. So that's another very enjoyable stream. So keep an eye out for that one when it pops up. And I do videos on my YouTube channel on Thursdays and Fridays as well. Oh, this is decent. Ow, there's another rock. At least I didn't get stuck to that one. Come on, bot. There we go. Maybe I do need the driving lessons because I keep taking my eyes off where I'm driving. Right, let's get a little bit more terrain. I mean, part of that is because I keep looking at chat, admittedly. Ooh, this northwestern area is a little bit more accessible, a little bit more inaccessible. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a good amount of river over here, or ocean or whatever it turns out to be. So that's going to be useful for defensive purposes. How far am I from home at this point? Am I just exploring? Oh yeah, I'm exploring rather unnecessarily at this point. I wanted to see how far this lake went, basically. Let's head back now. Better inaccessibility, exactly. So apparently we were told earlier that the mod turns all trees into dead trees. So that's why there's quite so many of them around. Ow. Biters! And when you mine rocks up, they turn into biters as well. This is a known problem, should we say. That's only my car being damaged, that's fine. A known effect of the mod. Some water. Fine. Clonk, 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 clonk. Some more biters. Let's at least tag them on, get them on the map. There we go. Another down rock. I wonder if the getting stuck on rocks was a side effect of the car's twitchiness, which is part of the fun mode as well, of course. Because if I go into a rock and then the car gets turned by a small amount in a way that couldn't actually happen if you were driving normally, I could see how that could lead to getting you stuck on the rock. Hey, here's my grape juice. And when I start firing it out of flamethrowers, it'll be the grapes of wrath. Hello, Shiro. You got into automation games, Super Octon Factorio. Yeah, Factorio is amazing. Now, don't take what I'm doing to be remotely normal. This is Factorio Fun Mode, which, as you can tell by the troll count in the top corner of the screen, does lots and lots of silly things. Like, look, all the belts are running backwards, for example. And when you mine up a rock, a load of biters come out of it, and you need a driving license to drive the car around. And there are lots of silly things in the mod. This is not normal Factorio. Also, the stuff we do on Monday is not particularly normal Factorio either, because we've expanded the game out quite a lot. I've played about 3,800 hours of Factorio now, so I tend to try and keep it a little bit different and trying out new things like silly mods and other stuff like that. Oh yeah, I was trying to make trains. That rings a bell. Right, so you need steam and gears, and okay, so we're going to have iron and steam coming in here. Wait, this isn't going to work. No, the iron comes in here. We have steam and greel coming in here, which is green steel. And then we have hose restrictors and green circuits coming in over here. Fine. So green circuits, boom. Easy. Easy-ish. Oh, have I run out of... I have run out of splitters. Fortunately, yoink, can do that. So we want the greel, which is... Is it... Oh, no, it's this one. This is the greel, isn't it? Yes. So we need this to come out here, which means I need to pull up some of these green circuits. Then I can put in a splitter here. That can go up there. I can remove that. And then underground. No. No. There to there. Right. So it's that one. And then it was solid steam, which is this stuff down here. Solid steam is exactly what it sounds like. It's steam that has then been put through an unboiler to be turned back in, to be solidified into solid steam. No, not into ice. Solid steam. The two are distinctly different. Right, there we go. So that's those two kind of being piped in. You were also going to require the hose restrictors, which are going to be coming down. Look, we've made one. Hurrah! Coming down there. And they're going to need a lane on the bus, which is going to be this one along here. So we'll bring them in like this. More. Can't believe it took me so long to start producing belts. This has been a bit. It was a bit ridiculous of me, but never mind. Right. So you're only going to come to. Let's remove that. Right. So you're going to be going along this row here. Put that there then, and then we can run them that way, and we can run them that way. And oh dear, I need to get rid of some more rocks. Let's do this, but let's be very, very safe about this, shall we? Are we ready? Yes. That was massive, massive overkill. But you know what they say. There's no such thing as overkill. There's only open fire and time to reload. Where do I want them? Oh, yeah, here. So these are, so far, the only place where I need the hose restrictors in this direction. So we'll bring them up here like that. And then up like that. There we go. Yeah, or another Greel's getting on. Oh yeah, the assembler's being the wrong shape and being squashed. That's another one of the trolls. You're quite right. How? Oh, the Greel has stopped. Oh, it's overloaded on fish. My fish removal is missing. Yeah, I'd advise probably play through Factorio a bit, your first sort of, I don't know, a decent amount of time without any mods, just to get used to how the game works, and then maybe consider some quality of life mods. At some point in the after a little while, you'll probably want to then try Space Age, which is the official expansion, the DLC, and play through that. Although, I'd probably say definitely make sure you complete vanilla Factorio. Get to launching a rocket before you even consider moving on to Space Age, because it is quite a lot more complicated. Maybe do it a couple of times. Maybe try some of the simpler mods as well if you feel like it. But then once you've got, once you're happy playing normal Factorio, then you can add in Space Age and make things a bit more complicated, to have some more planets to head off to, and more challenges and things that they take the Factorio rules and they sort of turn things around a bit, so add more stuff in and make it a bit different, which is really good. It's really, really good. I really enjoyed Space Age, and also the expansions to it that we're playing at the moment. But I would definitely say play through vanilla normal Factorio first. Make sure you've launched a rocket, you've done some post-end game stuff, so you've carried on doing some of the infinite sciences and so on, to make sure you're familiar with how to build up a proper factory. industry, then go off and maybe have a go at Space Agency and enjoy that, and then you can go on and start playing some of the silly mods that are out there, like Fun Mode or like Planetary Pioneers or whatever you fancy at the time. Yeah, Fun Mode is nonsense mode, troll mode, fun mode. There are many things we could call it. Solid Steam's your Grand Funk Railroad cover. Yep, seems fair. Rocks giving biters, not stone. Yes, that's always fun. Right, go back up here again. How far was that through? Oh, it stopped again. Why is it stopped? Still full of fish. Oh, that was my fault. I decided it'd be a good idea to dump some of my fish into the machine to get rid of them, and I've just overloaded it. So get rid of those. Get rid of the fish it's getting rid of. In fact, you know what? While I'm here, I'm going to get rid of those fish as well. I can survive putting some more in my inventory. Right, and now these can start running again. We're 33% of the way through the 16,000 second divided by 24 production time. So yeah, this is not 24 individual furnaces. This is a stone furnace stack, which is one building that looks like 24 stone furnaces, which is why we're able to just feed all of the iron in here, all of the coal in up here, and then all of the green steel out down here. This is just one building. It just looks like 24 because of course it does. I don't know. I don't really like Squeak Through myself. It's fine, but I think it's a bit more interesting if you do get caught on stuff and have to think about using underground pipes to make it a bit easier to get around. And I prefer to play without Squeak Through. I feel it feels more. It makes sense if you can't just run through a forest without getting caught on the trees, shall we say? Yeah, and there are lots that I've probably talked about quite a few of them as I've been playing, but there are quite a lot of mods that I feel are almost essential for this game. Like I've got fed up with running up to machines and rubbing my face against them, so I always have long reach installed, for example. And there are probably others like it as well. I don't want to be standing this close to it when I smash it. I think I can deal with one rock's worth of biters all on by myself. Yeah, there we go. It's when they come out right in my face, and I'm not ready for them, and there's sort of 3 rocks worth. That was when I suffered and ended up dying. Especially as I think I had the wooden armor on as well, because that's the one that allows me to use my mini roboport. Oh, there's YouTube chat and Twitch chat, Hydrogen. They're being combined. So you can see the can I move? Yeah. So there we go. This message here from Board Easy came in on Twitch, so it's got the purple icon. The one above it from Quagor came in through YouTube, so it's got the red icon. I'm using a thing that allows me to stream to both platforms. So essentially to allow people to watch on whichever one they prefer, whichever one works better for them. And that's why the chat is on screen over here, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to see any of it. Oh, sorry, half the chat would you'd only see half the chat basically. So I put it on screen so you see it rather than using the in Twitch interface. Right. Now what? Okay, we can't research grey Slurpee juice because we haven't got any dark green Slurpee juice, because we haven't got any green Slurpee juice, like normal green Slurpee juice, because we haven't got any steel. Fine. Okay. I think this is just at this point, I'm kind of waiting for the grill to grill up. And then once it does, that's gonna then go end of life, isn't it? Because if once I can start upgrading my furnace stacks, I'm going to upgrade. Well, this one doesn't really need it. I'm not getting through that many bricks anymore. This one I'll upgrade to steel furnaces grill furnaces all the way through, so it runs twice as quickly. This one desperately needs to be upgraded, but can't be because it's locked. Oh no, wait, no, I think this one might. Is this one removable? It is. Okay, so this one I can upgrade as well. I don't know why I've left it there then. Why I haven't moved it up here or something. Maybe I'll do that as the next part of with the part of the upgrade. I'll upgrade this one. I'll put the other one in right next to it, just because why not? And then I can run the bell to grill up from over here and then round in at the top instead of in from over here. That seems sensible. That'll free up a little bit of space where I can put down some more mining drills to pull up a bit more iron ore and possibly some other things as well, but mostly iron ore. So yeah, I think that'll be worth doing. But can't do any of that until this finishes. So that's ticking away nicely. In here, all of the researchers take the same science packs. I can't do anything there. Let's start making. Let's make a couple more radars because I seem to have outgrown them. I need more iron for those. Make some more radars. I've got one already. Oh well. And this means that next time the game trolls me by stealing all of my learnings about the area I'm playing in, I'll be able to at least I'll be able to scan a bit more of it and learn a little bit more about where I am. Okay, so the other thing I was thinking I need to start thinking about is getting the grape juice. So that's going to mean yes, these guys, pump jacks. Iron gear, clefouted hose restrictor, pipe, grill, electronic circuits. I'm building a lot of my machinery down the other end of the belt at the moment, so over here. Now it needs pipes, but that's fine. I can pull them out from here because I'm making whatever. It does need the hose restrictors though, and that's no, they're in green. Ooh, extra things. Nuclear fish. Gosh, I've not researched them though. Yeah, so this guy. I need iron gears and pipes. I mean, that's not a problem. I can produce those over here, but I will need to bring in the hose restrictors from that right down the other end of the bus, or I could start producing all kinds of things over here. I think I'm going to start producing machinery over here because that system over there is not very well designed. I think stuff like gears and pipes might as well be shipped up on their own, might as well be built en masse and then shipped in on their own boss names. So basically a system like this, but building gears and pipes. So we'll take a copy of, yes, that much. Boink. And I guess what I want to do here is probably that, and then reprogram these guys to make pipes instead. And then I have to. Then I've got those coming out here, like this, which means I need to bring the iron in like this. There we go. Split it there, and then I can have that come in there. Lovely. So that's going to be a. Oh, I've run out of blue inserters again. Goodness sake. Okay. So we'll point that up there, and then that can go like so. That's the first two sorts of things. Then we're going to need things like green circuits and hose restrictors, I suppose. So bring them in here like this. Then we have room for the various machines along here that are making whatever I need. So we're going to start off with pump jacks. Green pump jack. And then we can have grill and whatever coming in over here and here like this. And then another two ingredients coming in there like that. And then, you know, to keep things tidy and neat and stuff, let's then have actually, let's put these in this way around because then it gives me a bit more room to think with to play with inserters. So I want to move all of that across one like so. There we go. Because then I can put in my output chests like that, for example, and then this can make my pump jacks, and pump jacks are going to require gears and pipes, which are going to come in from that belt. They're going to require other stuff that's probably going to come in from this belt, I don't know. We'll see as we get more and more stuff being put in here. But this gives me capacity for 8 different inputs, and then we can chuck them out into here, and 2 stacks should be enough. And hopefully, setting it up like this will mean there's room to put in sensible numbers of pylons around them. There's going to be room for my pylons as well. Okay, there we go. I think that's a bit better. Yeah, my long reach withdrawal is interesting. Hello, Interproductions. This is my this is fun mode, which is could also be known as troll mode. You might notice, for example, the belts appear to be running backwards. That is purely graphical. If I what's this supposed? This is supposed to be iron. If I bring an iron belt along here, you can see that whilst the belt appears to be running backwards, this stuff flows forwards along it. So yes, lovely. And there are hundreds, well, many different things of that sort of ilk, where the game just winds you up and does silly things that you don't expect. So because I've played 3,000 something whatever hours of Factorio, having the game do weird and unexpected things like this is actually quite interesting, quite nice, quite well fun, because it forces me to reconsider some of my innate Factorio assumptions and start to do things a bit differently from the way that I sort of instinctively expect to. Like, for example, this is such a horrible tangle of cable over here, because when I started building this, I didn't have small or medium pylons. I only had large pylons available, and so I had to use them. But they still only have the 1 square around the outside of them power coverage area. So there's lots and lots and lots of them. The assembly machines are a funny shape, and they wibble strangely when they're building. And there are new science packs. So we've got light green, well, they call them Slurpee juice, light green Slurpee juice, green Slurpee juice, and I've got dark green Slurpee juice being made somewhere as well. Oh, and my green steel, also known as Greel, has now arrived, and that's a recipe that takes 16,000 seconds to run, but it produces 1,000 green steel every time it does. So it's still 1.5 a second. It's a decent quantity of it. But it takes a very long time to actually produce that decent quantity of it. So it's all very strange, but that actually makes it quite good fun. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's weird, and every so often I go what at things, but yeah, it's good fun. Like over here, for example, I've upgraded my steam production, my electricity production to use it takes in water that turns into steam in a boiler burning coal, all very normal. But then that steam gets put into these unboilers, where it gets turned into solid steam, and then it gets passed around into these solid steam power machines that then produce significantly more electricity than if I was just using the steam. So it's weird. And also, every machine that burns coal produces fish as a byproduct. So I've got a chest. Oh, I've got a chest that's filled up over here. So I need to put in an assembly machine that will do the fish deconstruction recipe. In fact, that's actually quite urgent, because I'll run out of power if I don't do that. So I better head over and do that. Also, there is I haven't taken any driving lessons yet, so sometimes the car has a bit of a mind of its own and will wiggle and do things you never expected. So it's all a bit strange. But as I say, it adds to the entertainment value of the mod, and I'm quite enjoying it, mostly because it's ridiculous. So I need you to do the fish deconstruction recipe. That's that one. Get rid of fish. Give you some power. There we go. Oh, and when I first started, the yellow inserters would only work horizontally. They'd only go east to west or west to east. They wouldn't go north to south. So that was interesting. But the fast inserters would only go north to south. They wouldn't go south to north or east to west. So yeah, there was many shenanigans have been dealt with to one level or another, and I need to somehow deal with this fish problem here. In fact, yeah, I need this system. Getting rid of fish is bad, and I should feel bad. So let's put in an additional splitter down here that will take out the fish, which are those guys, and then I'll run a belt out from there to over here, because there's room to put down another fish disposal machine. So put you in there and give you an inserter and some power. And you can also start doing that. Right, there we go. So I can get rid of the fish. And there's some solid steam left on the end of the belt. I'll grab that and chuck it in here, I suppose. No, I won't, because I haven't got... Oh, no, I have got enough room to do that in my inventory. Let's get rid of some solid steam there. You can have all of that. So, yeah, we can dispose of the fish. That is a thing we can do. We just need to clear it all out and get that disposed of. Right, over here we have run into a problem. Why you guys stopped? You have stopped because you've got steam but no solid steam. You have stopped because you filled up with fish as well. So you might notice this is a bit of a recurring theme in this area. I kind of forgot about fish disposal when I set this area up, I think. And so it's just been breaking every so often because it's now breaking constantly. Or now it's now broken and needs the fish disposal systems to be set up in order to actually have a chance of working. Right, okay, so that is some fish disposal. Let's give you some fish because this is getting silly. Pick up that solid steam. Solid steam can go in here. There we go. I don't want to... Yeah, the problem with dumping my fish into here, though, actually, let's not do that. Let's have another machine for getting rid of fish. I'm just going to put this one here. And then I'm going to dump as many as... I can dump 222 fish into there, apparently. So that's a good stuff. That's got rid of some of my fish. I do have a chest of fish, or of shame down here, which is full of the darn things. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Automating fish 2 would at least make... I think that's just made straight out of fish, isn't it? So we can make fish... Yeah, fish 2 is just fish. And then fish... Is fish 3 also just fish? Fish 3. No, fish 3 is copper cable. Alright. Okay. Since you asked so nicely, let's spaghetti in some fish upgrading. So we'll put that there. And then we'll bring those fish over this way. To here. Where I can put in an assembly machine there and there. To make fish 3. That's fish 4. Fish 3. So you make copper cable. I don't know if there's any real point in doing this. It does actually, no, it does buy me upgrades eventually. So it is worth it. Why are you not connected? Yeah, connect to that. So there we go. That's going to be fish 2, 3. What do I need for fish 4? Fish 4 is stone. That's just over here. Okay. So I guess I can put in another machine here. It's spaghetti time. Everybody's favourite time of the evening. There we go. There we go. So that's going to be fish 4. What goes into fish 5? Was fish 5 the one I couldn't... No, fish 5 is just copper plates. Oh, that's really easy. I am just winding my fish upgrading through my bus, which is terrible. A terrible, terrible thing to do. I am a bad person. Should not be doing it like this. But it kind of fits. So yeah, if I put that there, we can... What are those things? Oh yeah, one of the earlier thingies. Right, so I put that there. I can then run I can output my fish onto... I can put my fish onto a belt that comes up through here. And it goes along there. There we go. So that's my fish, N plus whatever. I've lost track of where I've got to now. Then these guys can come along here. And go through here. And under here. There we go. And then one more piece of belt, like that. And then inserters all around. Biff. Baff. Boff. And they come out there. And you're doing fish... that one. Right, the next one requires fish glue, so that sounds like a much harder thing, or at least a thing that I haven't got yet. So we won't be doing those for a little while, probably. I don't think I've even researched fish glue yet, so we can't make fish 6, but we can make fish 5, and we're doing so up here. In fact, that's gonna be a chest, isn't it? At this point. Fish 5, fish 5. Fish 4 goes there. Fish 3 goes there. Right, so that's going to halve the number of fish that we see coming through. Well, each stage halves the number of fish in it. Where are you getting off? You're getting your fish from over here, from this system. Okay, so at that point, I go, well, actually, why don't I pull that out and feed these fish down here as well? Like that. And I could do the same up here as well. So I could take you out, and then feed these fish down here. Put them in here. I think I probably won't bring the fish up from the smelting area, because that way lies madness. What we got? What's going on down here? That was trying to make fish 4 too, but it didn't. There we go. Pull all that up because that's silly. Right, and then up here, have some fish. I guess this is going to be another box. Let's use an iron chest this time because it's a bit bigger. So I'll be able to fit more fish into that, stick that there, and then just have some fish. There we go. And then I can probably pull up my chest of shame as well and go, have some more fish. The problem is, we've only got one machine running here, and I don't know if it's capable of fishing its way through all these fish at a sufficient rate. Sorry. Okay, I'm not sorry, but you know. Right, so we can. So I might need some slightly better, some more efficient ways of doing this, like putting in some fish buffers up here, and I don't know. How fast do you go? Maybe I should be making my first tier 2 assembly machine, which is going to need a couple of hose restrictors. But I've got steel now, so I could actually make those and maybe run it a little bit faster. Assuming they're also at the same size and shape, but if not, I can shuffle stuff around. That would be fine. Yeah, all right. Let's. How's it doing? Yeah, the fish are being fed in from all directions. It's fishing its way through them. It's sort of okay. Oh, thank you for the follow into productions. Good to have you around. Okay, so we've automated fish too. So keep Factorio interesting. Give yourself challenges. Yeah, there are. Yes, those are entirely valid ways to play, and we've done a few sort of little challengey things. But most of the stuff I've done has been the various mods that are available, because they tend to be. I find that a bit more interesting. My self-imposed challenges tend to be things more like trying to completing all the researches in a mod or whatever, or that sort of thing. So yeah, that's yeah. If some random events happened, yes, that's all fun. Yeah, so yes, after I was playing Foundry is probably best. I've been describing it as Factorio in a Minecraft world. I would strongly recommend it. It has been my second favourite factory game, with Factorio obviously being the first one because it is the best. But it's been, yeah, I've been having a great time with it. It's still in early access actually, so it's not even finished. But it's been really good. I very much enjoyed playing it, and I strongly recommend it. So once I finished that, although I say finished, an update came out yesterday, day before, quite recently anyway. Where they've added in trains and nuclear reactors. So I'm going to have to revisit it at some point, but not just yet. Anyway, yes. So I've finished playing Foundry, and yes, Mark bullied me into is probably slightly too strong a way. He'd been suggesting for a while that I should give fun mode a try without looking into what it's all about first, and just throw myself in at the deep end and see what happens. So I thought, yeah, okay, I'll give it a try, see what it's like. And yeah, it is fun. It is very, very silly, but I'm absolutely enjoying it. Can recommend if you want something that's not a sort of a particularly serious playthrough, and you want, as I say, your sort of all of your Factorio related assumptions to be challenged, and just have things going a bit unexpectedly, then yeah, it's good. It's a lot of fun. I have absolutely been enjoying it. Where did my Oh, there they are. Good. What else do we need along here? So we've got the grill coming. We've got that coming. Oh, we need green circuits. Green circuits. That's this one. Slightly too far away. There we go. I don't consider the medium reach to be a troll. It's just not quite as long reach as I'm used to. There we go. So that's green circuits. So that's going to allow me to start making these guys. We've got two stacks of pump jacks. Right, you require iron as well. I was sort of afraid of that because I was sort of hoping that everything would just be iron products rather than. But as it is, I'm going to have to feed iron in again, which is sort of a bit of a waste, but also sort of necessary. So we're going to do it anyway. Feed this around here like this, and then under there. There we go. So that's the iron coming in. So that's going to allow us to make the first tier of assemblers, which are right. Okay, so we need a long and a short on. No, we don't need a short on this side. We need a short on this side, and then we need that. That. I don't know what I was doing. I don't know what key I was pressing then, but it was clearly the wrong one. And so you're going to need gears, which is a long inserter on this side. You're going to need pipe decompressors, whatever they're called. And you're going to need that, and then you're going to need an output, and we're going to need a chest there. So I now need to extend that and that and that. Right, so that's now. Ooh, I don't want to make too many of these. We'll make 2 stacks of them. So that's now some advanced, some tier 2 assembly machines. Lovely, just what we need. So I can now go over and put them into the fish processing and get that to run a little bit quicker. And anywhere else where I think I could do with a few more things being made. Yeah, I'd automated fish 2 and forgot about it. You're quite right. And then I was going to automate fish 3 and discovered it required other inputs, so I gave up on it. Spaghetti factories. Yes, there's definitely a sort of this is some sort of fishy spaghetti system that's coming together here. There almost certainly is some sort of joke there. If I was a bit more up on Italian food, I'd be able to think of some kind of Italian food that involves fish and spaghetti, but I don't know. Right, how's the fishing going on? Nuclear fishing, ha. Right, let's upgrade you to a tier 2 assembler. How much faster are they? So they go from... Wow! They go from a speed of 0.5 to a speed of 3. So they are 6 times better, but they are a different size and shape. I was afraid of that. So we're going to pull out all of that and that. I can't pull that out because my inventory's full. Can't pull that out because my inventory's full. Okay, we need another chest of shame. Put that there. And then... pull that out. Put that in. Kill what now? I have a suspicion, and I don't like it. My suspicion... Yes. The tier 2 assembly machine can only be put on water. Right. Good. Wait, don't pick... Oh, don't do that. Oh, it's going to take forever. Don't do that. Okie dokie. So, yeah, I guess we won't be using the tier 2 assembly machines then. At least not very much. I may find uses for them when there is water nearby, but in general, that's going to be a no from me, I'm afraid. Can I get rid of all of my coal? Yes, I can. Let's pick that up. Can I get rid of more of my coal? What? Whoa, where is all my coal? Why is coal stopped? Uh-oh. I see. So we filled Right. So we're not putting copper ore into. We're not putting coal into here because it's jammed up on because the copper is jammed all the way up down to here. Presumably when. Yes. Yes. Right. So I think what I'm going to do for this is pull all of these out, except that one, and put them back in the other way round. Because then I can run a belt up here like this. And merge it in here. Yes, yes. These have not got power. Fine. Give you power. There's some power. Have some power. Stop complaining. I need to do the same there as well. No, all the rest is fine. Okay, so that's sorted that out in the medium term. At the moment, there we go. And I'll explain why in a second. Right, so the reason why that sorted that out is now instead of the copper coming in from these miners feeding in directly into here, we're now going to pull the copper that's coming through here in using these inserters. So actually we need to put an input priority like that. So it pulls this belt through first. And then that'll feed into there, and that'll put hopefully enough draw on this belt that will pull the copper through like that, and then we'll be able to get this copper flowing around here. No, it's trying to go up the other side. Okay, I think we better put all of this on that side of the belt. There we go. Yeah, so now it's going to. Now we can reliably pull the coal through out of the mixed patch. Sorry, now we can reliably pull the copper through out of the mixed patch, which means the coal can flow. However, there is also a problem down here with us not using the stone up fast enough because we aren't making bricks fast enough, or we just aren't using stone fast enough apparently. So I'll grab a little bit of that, get that flowing again, because there's not a great deal of stone coming through from here. So I think if I just pull up some of that, there we go. Now that's flowing again. The iron can flow through. So it's only when we get stone being pulled out from here. Is difficult. Difficult, lemon difficult, as they say. Can't reach. Let's give these some coal as well while I'm at it. That'll calm. Will it calm things down? I don't know. It'll get it out of my inventory anyway, and that's what I care about mostly. Okay, so I think that's sorted that crisis. As long as we keep using copper, which we darn well should, because we're making green circuits at a rate of knots, that should be all right. We're also now getting the coal through. Well, it's a real dribble though. I think getting more coal is going to be quite high on the. Oh, we've had another radar steal. God damn it. That's the same troll as before. It doesn't count as a new one. Right, so I need to make sure down here that we're prioritising the stone feed that's coming from here. I think that's quite important. And we are, but only for brick making. Okay. So let's pull that out. And so I want this come down and go in here. So this can then come up here and go across and go in here. Yay, spaghetti. And then here we prioritise the right hand side input. There we go, like that. Because that way we can make sure we use up the stone that's coming from over here before the stone that's coming up from the new mine further south. Okay, it is wow, about an hour has disappeared since I last thought about the time. So I'm going to call the end of the stream here. So this has been it's been interesting and weird and brain achy. So let's see what we do. Let's quickly catch up on chat. I'm glad you appreciated the sufficient gag there, regular. I'm glad it appealed. We know fermenting fish is happening in the Planetary Pioneers. We'll be doing some more of that on Monday, so keep an eye out for that. It is indeed an offshore assembly. Yes, the mod is out to sea. Oh dear. I think did I? Yeah, I did. I did put troll count for the offshores. Cole's dead. Belt no. Yeah, so yes, I agree. Let's start putting. So next time, well, actually, this one's close enough that I think I can just tap this with belts. But we'll grab some. Yeah, we'll grab the coal from here, and as probably as a fairly high priority if I remember that's what I'm going to do. Now that we're making these widgetomatrons over here, in theory, why are you not making widgetomatrons? You've not got any iron sticks. Oh, we've run out of iron. What? What? Oh, there's a fish on the iron belt. Why is there a fish on the iron belt? I knew there were a few places where fish could end up on belts, but I wasn't expecting on the iron belt. Oh, I know what it'll be. It'll be over here. These are not filtered. Let's filter these guys. Oh, wait. Filter. That one. There we go. No. Don't filter those guys. They're not supposed to be filtered. That will not work well. Yep. Okay, I know I said I was gonna finish. I'm gonna tidy that up first, because if I don't, I will forget, and then it'll be a Laurence trolling Laurence next time instead of the game trolling Laurence, which is a lot less fun. And I don't know where to put that on the counter. Right, there we go. So we can now feed those in there. You can have, and you can't have my fish. That'll break the thing. Okay, so now we've got a nice clean belt of iron along here. That looks much healthier. It's quite impressive how little fish ended up on the iron belt. There's one. But I'm still quite impressed at how little there was. There's probably some underground somewhere along here and we just can't see. Oh, bother, there's coal on this. But what? Why are you outputting your coal? Don't do that. Am I going to need to copy that to... No, these are only doing fish already. It feels weird that it's taking coal out of there, but I sort of understand why. There we go. Right, and then down here, you can carry on dealing with those fish. In here, I can now put some more of my fish. I think I'm getting rid of my fish gradually. I'm honestly not quite sure though. So many of them just to deal with. Right, and then over here we're making the tier 2 fish here, tier 3 fish here. Is the time to do it the same for each one? So 0.5 per second, 0.5 per second, yeah. So these two machines should run at the same speed as this one machine. These should be perfectly balanced, as all things should be. However, it's notable that we are... this is not fast enough to keep up with the rate we're producing fish at in the production system over here, which is very upsetting. Oh, this is a low priority one as well, so actually we should probably do that and then put in a splitter. I mean, it's not going to help because we're still going to find that the fish aren't being fished fast enough over here, but it's a start. Then they're coming down here, and yeah, you can see there's half as many at each stage, I guess. And they're going up there, and then we have a box over here with 123 fish fives in it. Right, great. Oh yeah, I was following the iron belt and trying to deal with any rogue fish that were on it, like that one. Lump. Oh, they might have gone up into all of these systems. No, I don't see any in there. I don't. Yep, there's some. Cry. Any up there? Don't think so. I think that's one up there in the green circuit production at the top of it. There we go. Ooh, another one there. Oh, and some more down there. I wonder if they were underground when I Oh no, they're on the steam belt. That's okay. That's being dealt with elsewhere. There's some more. Oh, and there's a belt coming. No, that one looks clean. Maybe it wasn't pulling any through when there was the fish problem. There's one. Nope, that. And that. And that. And that. And I don't know if there are any under there. We'll take a slightly better look in a moment. That one seems to be clean. This seems to be clean, rather surprisingly. This is clean as far as I can tell. And it is hard to tell, but it looks good. That looks alright. This looks alright. No, it doesn't. There's one. I think that's all the fish. I've got quite a lot of iron now, so anyway, that's fine. Right. Oh, burn leaching coal is not default. Yeah, okay, that's true. Right, that has been some suffering. Okay, so yeah, the whole fish processing facility. I do need a whole fish processing facility. You're probably right. This is. This system over here is clearly not keeping up. Oh no, this system is. Oh, actually, it might be actually. 35 fish in there. Yeah, I think this is actually just about keeping up. Maybe if I have this one not do these fish for a little while, that'll help. Then it'll just be taking fish from over here, and this is going. The number of fish in here is going down, so we are clearing it out. This is actually so fish, and so that's I think that's working, and I think I'm going to just assume and pretend and hope that it is. Right. So, that has been Laurence Plays Factorio Fun Mode, Episode 2. I will be back for more of this nonsense next Wednesday, where I shall be, heading off to go and try and tap the oil patch up there. I'll probably do another sweep round to try and explore the place and find out where everything is, and then lose it all again. Generally try and keep the place a bit cleaner and tidier. There's a nice coal patch there that I'll probably tap. There's iron and copper and more stone down here, so I may go off and investigate those at some point as well, as if we have the need for them. And we'll see how things go. So we're following roughly the sort of standard Factorio progress. I've got to vehicles, and I'm about to go off and get oil to start trying to do blue science. It's not, except that it's not quite happening exactly like that because things are weird. And we still don't have enough of the greel coming through. It's being made and then dumped out into the chests here as quickly as possible, and then out onto the belts. This probably needs more chests, more inserters, more just more, and also this needs to be upgraded, which is what I was talking about earlier with the greel furnace stacks. I've now got the bits and pieces for that, so I could probably make those. So that's going to be an upgrade for next time as well. We'll be back on Monday as well at 7:30 PM UK time to play some more Factorio Planetary Pioneers, where we're going to be carrying on with some Pelagos, because we're still on that planet. We're getting close to making the science pack for that one, so that's coming along quite nicely. The coconut processing is going well. And then there'll be videos coming out Thursday and Friday, so tomorrow and Friday, covering what we've been getting up to in Planetary Pioneer. So keep an eye out for those, and check them out when they pop up. That's on the YouTube channel, of course, if you're watching on Twitch. Right, I think that's basically everything I have for you tonight. So if you're watching on Twitch, please stick around, because we'll go off and find somebody to raid. And I'll see you again on Monday. Thank you for watching. Good night, everyone. Good night, Quago. Good night, Regular. Good night, Bod Easy. Grape juice and wine. I haven't seen any cheese yet, but we'll see. Grape juice and flamethrowers. We shall find out. Good night, everyone. I'll see you next time. So, that button. That's the one I was looking for. Right. Okay. So let's see who's playing Factorio in some sort of interesting way. Raid and search and Factorio. Nope, that's in foreign. That's foreign. Yeah, right. Let's drop in on this one. I don't know what he's doing, but he's talking about biters coming knocking in the title, so that'll probably do. Right, let's go. So, Once again, thank you very much everyone who's been watching. I hope you've enjoyed the stream, and we'll be back again next week for more various Factorio related shenanigans. I'll see you then. Bye bye.